is up, everybody? Oh my god, I don't even know where to start with this. So chat, there's a lot of things that are maybe expected of me to say or do, but you know, I'd like to start with something that I don't think a lot of people are really even thinking about. And it hit me last night, just like how stupid this is. Let me just do something really easy here. For, you know, those living under a rock, the, you know, eight-year anniversary, you know, big number, chat, big number. You know, big stream happened last night, you know, and they did like the NA streaming the JP stream, like implying that was gonna matter. Spoilers, that did not matter at all. That was a thing. But yeah, before we get into the various things they did and did not do, I just want to get into a stage here real quick. See if anyone can guess what I'm about to talk about. Yeah, I don't really know why they did the NA tie-in thing. That was kind of dumb. So chat, we're 8 years into the game. 8 years. Long time. A lot of money too, chat. Very importantly, a lot of money, right? 8 years, they've made billions, right? And still, like day one of this game, the you fucking I is lying to you. Look at this. You click this blue card. Look at this first card. Look, it's the first bonus, first card art bonus. See, this is right, first card art bonus, right? And it highlights everything in blue, implying that they get more, you know, NP gain. That doesn't actually happen with the NP here, right? You pick a green one. Oh, it's glowing green, and it's more than that. Look at this. If I click the NP, look at this text that comes up underneath it that they specifically put there for NPs. That's saying that it's stronger because it's in the second part of the chain, right? And if I do 2 cards, right? See, that gets the plus there. If you click the NP last, it'll put 2 pluses there. It doesn't actually do that, right? And so here we are, 8 years in, and they can't even be bothered to fix that, right? Like just the basic UI, they cannot be bothered to fix that. So if that's not working, yeah, hold on. You know what? I'll actually beat this stage because I want some QP. But anyway, if they can't be bothered to fix that, you know, obviously they can't be bothered to fix a lot of other things. So we'll get into, I think, the one universal W though, right? Before I start losing my mind over how this game is run by a bunch of corporate morons that don't give a fuck and they want to put as little money into this game as possible, why the idiot player base just gives them a bunch of money because waifu boobs. But you know, before that, we'll talk about the one, I would say, universal W, which is I guess there's 2 universal W's. Number 1, they just made it so you get mana prisms easier. Like anytime you summon, like use a summon ticket or SQ, free SQ, paid SQ, doesn't matter. You get some mana prisms, right? So it's just, you'll naturally accumulate mana prisms. Even as a free-to-play, you're gonna get mana prisms. And then they added a bunch of old craft essences permanently. Important to say that, permanently. To the mana prism shop, and one of which is Golden Sumo, right? So if you motherfuckers get mad when I bring up Golden Sumo now, I don't even know what's wrong with you, right? Because chat, I don't know if you've heard or not, but out of all the craft essences out there, you know, if you're gonna level one of them, one of the ones you should really consider leveling is Golden Sumo, because it's good for your buster units, your art units, your quick units. Gives you 15% attack up, so it's good for your NPs, your crits, your extra attacks. Almost nothing benefits your extra attacks. So everyone should get this craft essence because it's just super good in a lot of circumstances. See, Katoki knows. But yeah, I can show that off here. There's some old craft essences now that you can just buy whenever you want, right? And so, no joke, for newer players, it is good to try to get Golden Sumo. It's really nice. unless you started playing the game and they coincidentally gave out something like aerial drive or whatever, like right as you started. Although even then, if it's like aerial drive, but you're not really into buster units, then you might still want to try to get golden sumo quickly. You're gonna want to get it no matter what, and the question is how soon, really. But yeah, I'll just go in here and hell, I'll buy another golden sumo. It's that good, chat. Oh yeah, and I think we can buy these again, so sure, why not? Bunch of summon tickets. All right, there it is. Costs 5,000, but it's well worth it. Oh, I didn't realize they added this one. This is actually nice because I was one short of limit breaking this, and this CE is actually pretty good. So that's pretty nice. Oh, here, this is a huge W right here, actually, because this is just an easy access to Pierce Invulnerability. So people can't bitch about like a Buki anymore or anything like that. You can just spend 1,000 mana prisms and get a Pierce Invulnerability. That's really nice. This thing's worthless because a Heaven's Field and Black Grail exists. This is also worthless. I don't know why they'd even bother putting that in there. That's just bait. This one's okay, but Golden Sumo is so much better. But yeah, that's a really easy Pierce Invulnerability CE, so that's pretty nice. All right, and I'll do like one summon on story to show off the mana prisms that you get now. All right, or you can relax for a second. Spoilers, they did not make Ort playable, so that's a thing. Now, before I get into this, another thing I'd like to address, because this is the defense everyone uses, and I've seen this for years, and this is stupid. I've always thought this is stupid. Let's see, where is the... Actually, there we go. So, people, spoilers, they added Morgan Lily, Lost Belt Morgan Lily. Obviously, this is not what Morgan would look like in normal human history when she was younger, but, you know, that whole shtick. But yeah, they added Morgan Lily from Lost Belt as the anniversary unit, right? Which is obviously just gonna print money. Got nothing to do with the story, really, but they just know she's popular. Now, if you like, you know, Morgan Lily, that's fine, right? If this was, the thing is, if this was the Green Knight, it would not change everything I'm about to say. New units get added all the time, regardless of anniversary, and you're gonna like some and you're gonna dislike some, right? That doesn't mean the game's better, right? That doesn't mean it's a good anniversary. It doesn't mean the game is being run well. That's just there's a unit you happen to like in it, right? Like, again, if this was the Green Knight, this would not change anything I'm about to say, right? Like, liking a unit like this is pretty unimportant to the overall, you know, state of the game. All right, here, let me do a summon. Coup? Well, you know, close. Maybe, do you not get it from story? Or does it not show here? Because you're supposed to get like 5 mana prisms every time you summon now. But maybe I'm missing. It doesn't work on tickets? What? It's so dumb. Why would you even bother? Like, it's so, the way to nerf summon tickets. Oh, great. Whatever. All right, well, fuck me then, I guess. I guess it's not a universal W. Good job, guys. Fantastic. So, chat, for what we've talked about so far, that's basically it. I really mean this. Like, they gave you, like, a storage expansion, right? You can hold more command codes and craft essences, right? They're doing a great success chance up. You're more likely to get great success chance when you do XP. You know, half AP off on farming stages, right? Like, what the fuck is this? Right, like these things cost no dev time. This is nothing, right? This is just like a distraction, right? They just did a bunch of shit like that. You know, they give you some SQ. You know, I think the only permanent thing they really did was you get, what was it? Like you get, I saw that bond thing in chat and I got distracted and I forgot like the one thing that they did permanently. I completely forgot. Oh, advanced quests. When you beat advanced quests, you get SQ now, right? But yeah, the temporarily your front line gets 20% more bond, and the crowd went wild for that, by the way. Like, fuck off, dude. Go bond farming. Are you kidding me? But anyway, basically everything they did was just temporary farming stuff. You know, farming costs, you know, farming stages cost less AP for a while. Oh my god, I am just so mad, dude. Like, I don't even mad's the right way of putting it. Just incredibly disappointed. Because, like, you know what I'd rather see? Instead of AP stages for like a week costing less AP, how about you make it so when you fail or quit a stage, you get your AP refunded like every other video game on the market, right? And I don't want to hear any bullshit like FGO is an old video game and it's, you know, it's hard for them to do stuff like that. They've already implemented it. In Lost Belt 7, when you fought, what's his name? Tiz? If you lost or reset, you got your AP back. And for like, I think a couple other major boss fights, they did that. Not very many, but for like a few of them, they did that. So they know how to do it, and they're just intentionally not implementing it as a standard policy. Even though every other goddamn video game is doing it. And it's because they're greedy fucks, and they think, oh, well, maybe, you know, get more people to buy rainbow apples. That's why, you know, never mind making a good video game. So yeah, they didn't, that's such a low bar though. Like just doing such a basic quality of life thing like that would be really nice, right? I think that'd go a long way to making the player base happier, but nope, they don't even do that. Of course they don't, right? They didn't do anything to make the game better, right? They just did a bunch of shit to try to get more money out of you. And then you gotta listen to these assholes act like this is good enough. But, you know, no account system. You know what? Let me just bring up Notepad here. Let's list all the things they could have done that they didn't, and also the game obviously needs. Because there's not even a lot to talk about. They didn't do anything, right? For the 8th anniversary, nothing. No. Oh, wait. There was one quality of life update, but this actually pisses me the fuck off. I can't, because I can't even find it. But you can now like filter somewhere in these menus based on class, but it is just so fucking stupid because like this is such a problem with this fucking game. They just keep slapping filters on everything instead of making the UI better. Like look at this. This is so dumb. Right here, right? All this none of this bullshit on the side does anything. None of it, right? Like this thing right here is not. It does. This I can't. This is so fucking annoying. When you click this, this is like your favorites. Clicking this doesn't bring up your favorites. Clicking this allows you to set who your favorites are, and it changes nothing. And then you get to go in here and try to find the thing that filters based on your favorites. That is so backwards, right? You should have to go in here to toggle who you want to be in your favorites. And then once you've selected that, then just clicking this should bring up your favorites. Obviously, right? But no, that's like the whole problem with this game is they do everything backwards like that. Like, none of this shit on the side should be here. Like look, where my mouse, let me make sure my mouse is actually on screen here. Yeah, it is. Okay, so everything up here is a waste of space, right? Look, first off, there's just empty space in here. And then all of this shit on the side does nothing, right? And you can compact all this stuff. Now, they just put everything in these goddamn filters, right? Which is just fucking moronic. What they should do is what fucking Arknights has, right? Same game engine, by the way. Right, they just have this stuff that's important on the side and all this stuff. If you want to go doing the more detailed stuff, that's buried in menus. But like this is like their Saber. This is Saber. You know, this is Archer. This is Caster. Right? You just click that, and it's right there. The units are right there. It is so much faster to quickly get to something because you're not having to go through 5 fucking menus to find the one thing that you actually need. Right? They got rarity right here. You know, the units level right here. So filtering to like, you know, a low rarity or high rarity, you know, guard, defender, or archer is super easy. It takes no fucking time. But yeah, they can't be bothered to do that. The second I saw that, I just lost my mind. I'm like, because if you're adding new fucking filters in this, I mean, look how many bullshit things are in here. If you're adding more filters to this game, that means you're not planning on updating the UI. Because why would you add something to the old UI if you're planning on making a new UI? So it just confirms they're just never going to do anything with this fucking because this UI was garbage in 2016. I really have to stress this. It's not like this was a good UI when the game launched. It was a terrible UI when the game launched. And now it's just even worse because the competition's gotten better, and now this UI is even more bloated, right? But like, I can't believe that when you click this thing, instead of it going to the units you've selected as your favorites, it just lets you highlight what is a favorite. You know, and then if you want to then go to your favorites, you have to go in here and find it, you know, in this fucking menu, right? Like that's so fucking stupid. Just unfucking real. But anyway, let's get to, so they added nothing, right? Everything they added was completely useless and temporary and just garbage. But like the amount of things they could add, and some of these are easier than others. I'll start with the stuff that's easy to add. And some of these are already in the game. They're just not allowing like the players to have access to it. Like the AP refund on stage failure / reset, right? That's already in the game. They just don't give it to us, right? They just don't want us to have it. Which, this is such an easy W for them if they wanted to add this. This is just such a nice, easy quality of life update, right? But that's super, super easy. Another one that's really easy is story replay. People act like it's not, but that's super fucking simple. That's one of the most basic bitch things ever. They already have the stage data in the game. They're just not using it. And it's because they don't want to make a UI to support it, or they don't know how, or they think story replay is bad, or Nasu's on more fucking drugs. You know, this is not a hard thing to implement, and it's completely ridiculous that we don't have it. I mean, it's actually ridiculous that we don't have this one. Another easy one to fix is the battle UI. That's easier to fix than the normal UI, like fixing things like what I just showed with the NP saying it benefits from the first card bonus, or being in second and third place, or a chain, but that's not hard to just remove the NP from those effects and things like that. That's very easy. It's actually so easy. I really can't believe they haven't done it in 8 years. So have battle UI stop lying to players. Some people won't know what that means, but I guess I'll put it in here. I don't know, wrong. I don't know how you describe that briefly. That's a pretty convoluted problem. Okay, so those are probably the really easy ones. What else would be like incredibly easy for them to implement? Yeah, no NP highlight. Yeah, maybe that's a better way of putting it. And then you can put like etc. Yeah, that's probably a better way of putting it. Oh, account system. That one is probably the most important. It's probably not as I know it's not as easy to implement as these other three, but it's not like that hard either, and every game ever does it. This one is honestly stupid. This is probably the most insulting thing in the whole... Well, actually, no, this is probably the most insulting thing because it's so fucking basic that the game is literally lying to you in gameplay, like, all the time, and that's so easy to fix. So this is probably the most insulting. But no account system in 8 years is just fucking ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Let's see. Oh, coin system. Yeah, it's easy to fix up. You put like universal coins. You just coin fix. Stop making coins ass. There we go. So those are all put. Now, NP skip's not easy, and that's stupid. That's not even good for the game. I'm not even gonna get into that. That's nothing like the other things on here. Someone always says that, though. That's so fucking stupid. Yeah, these are all the mostly easy. The coin system is definitely easier to implement than the account system. It's just the account system is easier. It's more important. Okay, now we'll get into things that I guess more complicated, although this one's not that complicated. Bring back... I don't know why I'm making everything capitalized, but whatever. Bring back animation updates. That one's huge. This is actually huge. And I've seen so many people bring this up. Like even the Reddit was actually pretty down on this anniversary, and I saw so many people bring this up. So this sucks because there's like no hope. Like I think a lot of people have a lot of low stars, or even old gold units like Jolter and stuff that they really like. And back in the day, every patch, there was just always hope that maybe a unit you liked was going to get an animation update. Because they used to do animation updates, and they were just kind of going through the list. So it's like someday, right, if you like Protoku or whatever, Sanson or whatever, you know, it's probably going to get an animation update someday. And now that's just gone, right? This sucks. Like, no animation update sucks. I hate it so much. It actually like kills my motivation for this game, like more than anything, honestly. It's so fucking lame. Like it's so lazy, and it's just so like transparent how greedy they're being. And again, with how much money this company's making, the way they're running it, that's why this anniversary is just so annoying. Because for this last year and a half, they haven't done animation updates. And then we get to the anniversary, the one time they're supposed to, you know, really put some effort into the game, they don't do anything. They don't do anything, right? It's so messed up. Now, obviously, the UI needs to be improved. I would just say UI revamp. It's so bad. The whole UI needs to be revamped. I'll say menu UI. Yeah, the whole menu UI is just terrible. Obviously, the command codes is like the one that's like the worst, but the whole thing needs to be better. I mean, all of it. Like I was saying, like with how you filter servants and stuff, it's so fucking bad, right? Like, yeah, command codes are like the poster, you know, the poster boy of it being terrible, but like it's not the only thing that's bad. You know, all of it is bad. You know, everything from like the free quest UI to the map system to how you find your servants, how you level servants, all of that stuff is just terrible, right? And then just overall game optimization, I would say as well. But I mean, that's probably just in the UI revamp, really. I mean, and the thing is, none of this happened, right? Not a single one of these things happened. Nothing even pointing to any of this stuff happened, right? They did literally nothing. I mean, I'm even seeing people that have always copium defended this game being like, okay, yeah, this is getting stupid. And like here's an example though of like menu optimization that I think the game really needs. And this is not even that hard to implement. You know, I know enough about coding and stuff. This is not that hard to implement. And in this case, I know for a fact it's not hard to implement because Arknights, the same game engine, does do some stuff like this. So here's an example though of like really poor optimization in FGO. And the reason the game is like this, and this goes for many things in FGO, they're just copy pasting how the game has always been since day one, and they're not trying to improve it. There are so many like fundamental things in this game that are only there because that's how the menu was designed day one. And day one, they had a tiny dev team that had no experience, very little money. They were just a shovelware dev, and there's just a lot of like just bullshit in this game that really has no business being in here. But like, for example, let's not use Lost Belt 7 because that map is fucked. But this is a good example of optimization, not so much even like design and that kind of thing. It's just like what's going on under the hood. So, you know, you got your map, you know, as you'd progress through here. So when you go to load a stage, right? Let's say you're doing this stage. If this is main story, it's the same thing. Once you go to this menu, it has deloaded the map, right? The map is gone now. Even though it does not take a lot of memory and stuff to keep the map up, right? The game has just decided, and I don't think they didn't do that for any real reason. Again, this is 2016 game design, where I don't think they were really thinking about it. They're just like, oh yeah, we're progressing to the next screen, so we don't need the map anymore, right? So the game has deloaded the map, the main menu, all that's gone now, right? So if I want to go into a team here, right, and I realize, oh shit, I need to level up, you know, my Billy's NP rank, or I need to level my craft essence or whatnot. So optimization problem number one, you can't do any of that from this menu, which is crazy. And this is another thing they could have easily updated in the anniversary, which would have been a big W, right? So from this menu, I can't level my craft essences. You know, I can look at it, but I can't, I don't know why. I don't know why the fuck they let you look at it, and you can read the lore, but you can't level the damn thing. Right, you can't do anything with it. I can't level my skills. I can't level my NP rank. I can't do anything to customize my characters. Even though look at all these fucking buttons. You have buttons all over the screen, and none of it does anything. Right? You're just allowed to look at the characters. Right? I can't level these skills here. You know, I don't know what this menu even exists for because you can't use it. Right? It's just whack. But anyway, so it's already dumb as shit that you can't change anything on your team here, or level up or any of that. But because the game has deloaded the map, if I want to go back, it takes a while. Look at it. It's because it has to reload everything, right? And then if I want to go back into the stage, it has to load the stage again because it's not keeping any of that information, right? If I go over to Arknights here, which again is the same game engine, and they use like the same, you know, structure for their main story and their maps and stuff. This is an event story, but it uses their main story works the same way. But, you know, you can see this is basically FGO. I mean, let's not kid ourselves, right? The whole map node thing, arrows, you know, it's the same thing. But what they do is when you go into a stage, it keeps the map loaded. So look, I could just go back. If I realize I need to go back, it doesn't take 5 fucking years. This is the same game engine, by the way. They're both Unity. This is the same goddamn game engine. And what's funny is you don't actually need to back out as much as you do in FGO. FGO gives you 1,000 reasons why you need to go back and forth. In Arknights, if you're at your team screen here, you can actually level your units, right? If I'm like, oh, hey, I need to level up something, I can do it from this screen, right? And another thing is in Arknights, if I want to level up, here's my XP. Now, he's max level, so I can't really show that. But this, you click here to level up XP. You click here to level up NP rank, right? Stuff like that. Let me find someone that actually needs to be leveled, because that's like, he's maxed the fuck out. He's a Chad. Here we go. So yeah, you click here, you can upgrade your NP ranks. You click here, you can give them XP, level them up. You click here, you level their skill ranks, right? And you just go back and you're right back in the team screen, and boom, I can start the stage. Just like that, right? Where FGO, not only can you not do anything from the team screen, but even if I want to back out, which, you know, takes forever, but even if I want to back out, if I want to actually level a unit, you know, I have to back up a whole bunch. Got to go in here. And then I have to bounce. Not only do I have to listen to Da Vinci, but I have to bounce around, right? So if I want to do XP, I mean, look at this, is so ass. I mean, I can't believe how bad this is, right? I have to do this, then I have to load, because that makes sense, right? Well, let's see, do I need to level here? I guess if we want to level that, then I have to do this. I mean, look at this shit, right? I got to click all this bullshit individually, because that makes sense, right? You know, fuck it, we'll level her. And then there's an animation that play. I mean, this is nuts, right? This is I mean, look how long this takes just to level up a few level ups, right? And then I gotta click through this to do the ascension and blah, 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 blah. But then if I want to do her skill ranks, then I have to back out and listen to Da Vinci again. And I have to do, I gotta find her again, right? Do all this fucking bullshit, right? And I have to back out again and then try to find the NP part. You know, the NP ranks way down here. Then I gotta find, I gotta find Frankenstein again, you know, through all this nonsense, and there's no good filters for it, right? And so back in Arknights, same game engine. First off, you don't have to find the same character 10,000 times, right? Like, you just go to the character one time, right? So, and look, let's say I want to find Scatty again, right? So if I do need to find the same character over and over, I know she's a guard, right? And I know she's high rarity. So boom, she's right there. That's so easy. That takes no effort to find Scatty, right? I didn't even know what level she was, etc., and boom, I can find her like that. And now that I found her once, I don't have to find her again, right? Look, I want to level her up. I can just go to whatever level I want to, just boom. I can go whatever the fuck level I want, right? Instantly jump to that. Done. I don't have to watch a bullshit animation and do it over and over and over again. It's just boom, it's done, right? And if I want to level the skills, right here. I just level the skill, right? And it's the same thing. I don't have to watch some bullshit animation. So there's no reason FGO can't implement this stuff. A lot of this stuff doesn't even require them to make new in-game assets. It actually would just require them to remove in-game assets. We don't need the animation playing and crap like that. But what FGO needs to do is like basic optimizations, like keeping the map loaded until you actually start a stage, right? Because Arknights keeps the map and the menu loaded until you start a battle stage, until you're actually in the battle stage. Then it gets rid of it, right? Because then obviously it's not worth it. But what FGO needs to do is you need to go to a menu like this, right? And click the servant once, and then everything you need is there for the servant, right? So you could click this, level them up, right? You know, click wherever, you know, click this, level their skills up, you know, click somewhere, you know, obvious, you know, you'd have to go way down with the way it is right now to do NP, but you could obviously fix that, right? Like, you wouldn't want to use this UI, you'd want to make a new one, but it needs to be like this, right? It needs to be like, you click the servant you want, and then all the information for leveling the servant is right there. Their XP is right there, their skill ranks are right there, their NP rank is right there, and then, you know, you don't have to watch a fucking animation every time you do something. Like, this game makes you watch an animation when you level up a skill, which you have to level up 10 times. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Right, obviously Arknights doesn't do that, right? It's just, that's dumb as shit. Like, and these kind of things are not like groundbreaking, you know, they're like some crazy thing to change. It's really easy, right? And don't get me started on the command code UI. I don't think I don't think I need to tell anybody how bad the command code UI is. But yeah, I think these things to fix are not like, they're not rocket science, right? And like Arknights is a tiny dev with a lot less money than FGO, using the same game engine, and they have no problem, you know, making their UI snappier than FGO's and updating it and things like that, right? Where FGO, with all their money, we're still using the same framework of 2016, right? That's the whole problem, is they just keep like adding on to it. I mean, look at this fucking UI now.
Yes.
right? Shut up, Da Vinci. But look at this. This is ridiculous, right? You got your class score, where you unlock costumes, fucking going like, you know, grailing, your passives, which for some reason aren't in the same UI as your regular skills, which is stupid. That obviously should be like fused together. You know, NP, command card, which is for such a niche system that doesn't need a whole, like, seriously, a lot of these things are so niche they don't need a whole button dedicated to them. That's just nuts. Like the costumes should just be like for the servant, right? If Sanson has a costume, you should be able to like select him and buy it that way. Like it's crazy having a whole button dedicated to that. But I mean, really, this whole UI, this whole thing, the whole strengthening UI, this should all be gone. This whole UI is dumb. Every single bit of it is dumb. All of it should be, you know, where you click the character and then do all the things for that character, like how Arknights does it. That is just better. It's way faster. It's way simpler, right? So it's just ass. So yeah, basically this anniversary added nothing. I'm not really exaggerating. All they really did was add like golden sumo and stuff like that, which is nice, but that's no work on the devs part. You know, it's already in the game. And they just gave out a bunch of free stuff, right? That's not making your game better. You know, that's just a bribe, right? Like it's ridiculous. They didn't even add good anniversary battles, right? Yeah, they just add, these are just main story fights from events, which are incredibly easy, right? These are boring as fuck. You know, they didn't do the challenge quests or anything like that. You know, these are just filler. These are so boring. But yeah, I mean, this is pretty bad. Like, and here's what really concerns me. And I know a lot of people felt this way. So the last like year and a half, 2 years of FGO, you know, you could be on copium if you want, but it's just a fact. They've objectively been very bad from a development standpoint, right? Like they have the amount of like new enemies added to the game, or like the amount of new main story added to the game, or doing things like making the UI better, or adding animation updates or other quality of life updates. They're not doing any of that stuff, right? The last like 2 years, year and a half or so of FGO has been so bare bones, it's crazy. Right, like each event lasts longer, so you get less events total by a lot. You know, they don't do animation updates at all anymore, right? They don't add a lot of new enemies and new story content and things like that. There's less in the game than there's ever been, right? So that sucked, right? Like you have to be on some serious copium to not be like, yeah, that sucks. You know, this has not been great. And a lot of people were like, well, hopefully they've got something like it's because they're working on something big, so they can't, you know, their manpower can't be devoted to you know, working on the basic stuff, right? And I was like hoping that was the case, but that's clearly not the case, because if they were working on something, it would have been the anniversary, because that's when they, you know, really do something. So all this time where they've barely been doing anything, I don't think they're doing anything. Right, I think they're literally doing as little as possible, because unfortunately this happens with a lot of gacha games. The higher ups realize, hey, these idiots that are obsessed with waifus will just give us money when we barely do anything. So why put more money into the game, right, when we're just gonna make a bunch of money when we're just sitting here coasting, right? And I think Aniplex, because Aniplex runs the show a lot more now than they used to, I think that's just their policy. It's like, put as little into the game as possible and make as much as you can. Everything about the way the game's been run since Aniplex has taken over has been like that. Right? It's literally do the absolute least possible, right? You know, try to get away with as much as you can, right? You know, they're not gonna do. That's why they're like, you know what? Maybe we don't need to do animation updates, right? We don't make money off of them, so maybe we don't need to do these anymore. And you know, and look, so they're trying it, and look. The game's still making lots of money. Now, I will say, they're not making as much money as they used to. Like, they absolutely are not. I'm sure they're gonna... What pisses me off, though, is it's kind of obvious to me that they knew this anniversary was crap. They're not dumb. They know they're not doing anything. They know there's, like, no development work happening here, right? Like, giving out free SQ and stuff, that's no skin off their back, right? That's just, like, printing a number, right? It's nothing. So they know they're not really doing anything noteworthy. So they're just like, oh yeah, Morgan is unbelievably popular. So let's add like Morgan Lily in here and give the Lost Belt 6 characters summer skins and stuff. And we'll make and they're going to. This is going to make loads of money. This Morgan Lily thing here is going to make loads and loads of money, right? Even though the game is in a moronically stupid state, they're not even giving you scraps off the table anymore, right? They can't be bothered to do fucking anything. You know, they've been asked for year after year after year after year to add story replay and things like that, and they haven't done any of that shit. Any of it. They're not even doing animation updates anymore, right? We're getting less than we've ever gotten, right? And people are still going to hand them money hand over fist. Because now, by the way, you can do two GSSRs instead of just one, right? So you've got the normal ones right here, which are just the typical, you know, pick, you know, a big grouping, and you just pick which one you want. And then, so you can do that like normal, right? And then there's a build your own bear, or, you know, build a bear one, where you like pick, you know, one of each class. So you can pick like your favorite of each class, and then this costs so twice as much, but you can do both, right? So yeah, they give you 2 reasons to spend money right now, and then they rate this up. And what's just so annoying is all the whales that are like hooked on this game and have FOMO and all that stuff. They're gonna do all of it. Like I guarantee you, every big boy whale has already done it. All the like big boy whales out there, you know, that the stream and, you know, post on Twitter and all that, they've already rolled on Morgan. They've already done both GSSRs, right? Just like that. And so the company's already made loads of money from doing basically nothing, right? Like, oh wow, they added a unit when they add new units, you know, on a regular schedule anyway. Like, wow, let's just all give them loads of money for doing literally nothing. Like, there's nothing about the way the game has been ran in the last 2 years. First off, I couldn't give them money right now if I wanted to, because Google made that whole change where it's like a lot harder to you know, purchase things in Japanese games and stuff if you're not in Japan and all that. So it'd be very difficult for me to give them any money even if I wanted to, but there's just no world I would give them any money under any circumstance right now. Like, it's unacceptable the way the game is being run. There's no account system. Like, does anyone actually defend this crap at this point? How is it okay that there's no account system 8 years in? How is it okay that 8 years in, the game UI still lies to you about how Noble Phantasms work? Right? Like, how, what the fuck? We don't have story replay. We don't have, we just, the UI, like what we've gone over extensively, is a joke. Right? It's a fucking joke. The big defense I always see for this game is that the game's old. But again, it's the same game engine as Arknights. So, you know, there's no way to defend this crap. Yeah, I'm sure some idiots are defending it. I did see a lot more people being negative about it than I've ever seen before, though. Like, even the Reddit was pretty frequent. You'd see on posts and stuff, people being like, you know, plenty of people are like, oh man, I love Castoria and all that, and they're all hype about that. But a lot of people are like, wow, this fucking sucks. And it's like a lot of people over the last, you know, year and a half or so have been saying that the fact that we're getting no animation updates is just fucking ridiculous. And I'm seeing people quit a lot. And that's the whole problem, is the devs don't seem to be trying to bring new players in or keep players from quitting, right? And if Lost is here, and I think Beastly will probably know this too, they're doing what they call a managed decline, right? They're honestly, FGO does a lot of things that Activision Blizzard does with like retail World of Warcraft and stuff. And it's where you really don't even try to bring in new players or reinvigorate the player base or turn over a new leaf, or you don't do that. You just accept that the game is going to keep bleeding players and people are going to get more and more unhappy with it. And just over time, you're just going to get, the player base is going to get smaller and smaller and smaller. And instead of trying to do anything about that, you just try to get more out of who's left, right? You just try to maximize profit until the ship sinks, right? It's like making a sales pitch every day when there's a hole in the ship, right? And instead of fixing the hole in the ship, you'd make 2 sales pitches to the crew every day, right? And as the crew dies of scurvy, you don't try to like do anything about that. You just try to get more work out of the few crew members that are alive, right? That's basically what FGO is doing right now, which is just depressing because there's no reason for it to be that way. And because here's the thing, right? I like the Fate IP a lot. Right, you know, Ku's awesome. You know, like all these characters I like, right? It's not just FGO, just Fate in general, right? I love Fate Zero and Fate Strange Fake and all these things. You know, I like the Fate IP a lot. So I don't want to see FGO crash and burn, but it deserves it. This game 1000% deserves to crash and burn at this point. We just had our 8th year anniversary, and we don't have story replay. We don't have an account system, right? We don't. It's embarrassing, right? It's actually embarrassing that this game makes this kind of money, and I actually play this game and make YouTube videos for it and shit. And this is how they treat it, right? This is how, and this is what's just stupid, is we put up with it and we reward it, because I guarantee you that the app is going to make a bunch of fucking money this month. They're going to make loads of money this month, right? For doing fuck all. And that, you know what happens is that tells them, oh, hey, look, we can make this kind of money without doing anything. Man, before we were like working and we were doing animation updates and shit. But look, we can still make this money without doing any of that. So why bother? Right? Why fucking bother? Yeah, do two GSRs instead of just one this time. How can you possibly think we have story replay? Like, what kind of stupid ass comment is that? And I see people on the Reddit and shit say this all the time, where people are bringing up how dumb this game is for not having, you know, story replay, and they're like, but you can go to my room and read the text again. That means nothing. Who the fuck cares about that? And by the fucking way, even if you do care about that, they're still doing it wrong, right? If you want to go back and watch a cutscene in this fucking game, it's buried under like 30 fucking menus. It's actually insane how difficult it is to go watch main story again. Where in Arknights, again, using the exact same UI or same game engine as FGO, it is a million times easier, right? You literally just go to the main story again. It doesn't even matter. This is a good one. You just go to the main story again, and you click the node, and you can just like click a button to watch the story again. It's that easy. Like, see right here, you just click the story again, and you can just watch it again. This is like the cutscene before and after. It's super easy. So if you're like, oh hey, I want to see the story bit around that boss battle, you just go to the boss battle. It's right there. It's so much easier. And by the way, Arknights, using again the same game engine as FGO, this is how they address story replay. They had it since day one, right? And so this is like their I guess this would be their Camelot, roughly, like maybe their Babylonia or whatever. This story right here, but the UI's always been like this, right? So you can see how similar this is to FGO, right? Here, I'll put a side-by-side comparison. We'll go to like Camelot or whatever here. You do Babylonia, I guess that's fine. Okay, you can really see that, they got these little arrows connecting the nodes, right? It's very, very similar. But so FGO and all of its brilliance, they really detach the free quests, which I don't even know why free quests exist. But anyway, they detach the free quests from the main story node. So once you've beaten the story, these used to be main story nodes, right? These used to be main story nodes, but now they're not. They get taken over by the free quest. But that's fucking dumb, right? And so like now there's like no good way to access the main story, right? Where in Arknights, which, again, very similar UI. So I've already beat this stage, right? This is like a really early stage here. When you click it, it just brings up all this information right here, right? And this is what FGO needs to do, right? What FGO does is when you click it, really nothing happens. Like for real, when I click this means nothing. This is just an extra button to click to go to the stage. It doesn't do anything. It's not, when I click this node, I'm not given options to do like the story version or the free quest version or any of that. This is literally just a filler button, right? All it actually does, I guess, is this, if you want to look at like what the enemies were, but you can't see this until after you've beaten it. So it's not really worth anything, right? But this is just worthless, right? And your only option is, literally looking at the map versus just filler buttons and then go straight into the stage. That's all there is. So there's no room for like doing the story version or watching a cutscene for the story or whatever. They could, when you click this, actual information could come up on this screen, right? Where you could click like to watch the story cutscene or whatever. And that's what this game does, right? So I've beaten this stage. You click on it. And so I can click the story right here. I can watch the story if I want to, right? I can do the challenge mode version, which after you beat it, you unlock like a hard mode version if you want to. Right, which is mostly just for fun. It just adds like an extra condition to the stage, makes the enemies tougher. It doesn't really matter. You don't farm it or anything. It's just there for fun. But you know, you have options like that. You can just play it normally, right? And then obviously you can still see the enemies and all that. Like you can see, this is FGO's UI, but it just gives you more information. And the thing is, it's not like in the way, because if I want to just do the stage, I just click it and then click start, right? And also look how much faster that is, right? Where in FGO, if I click it, you know, I have to do this, and then it has to load, and then you have to go through the fucking support, you know, UI, and it's load again, and then now we're in here. Where Arknights, you know, because the game is actually optimized worth a damn and keeps the map up, you know, you don't have to do anything, and it doesn't go to the support list. Because you might not want a support unit. Imagine that. That's another thing they could have fixed, by the way, is changing how the support list works. That'd have been a nice anniversary update. But in this game, you just go normally and just start the stage, and that's it. Where if you want a support, then you click this, and then you get taken to the support UI. But it doesn't make you go through this every fucking time. I mean, like, seriously, can anyone defend this? Can literally anybody look? Because this is a very one-to-one comparison, right? Like, I guess if anyone in chat disagrees and doesn't think this is a one-to-one comparison, you know, speak your grievance here. But like, I don't see how anyone can look at these two games, right? They're using the same game engine, have the same structure with this, you know, map layout and all this stuff, and actually think FGO's doing it right, right? Like, okay, I don't see how you could possibly defend this. Right, and like, because it's not only do they make bad decisions about what UI goes where and what information pops up and whatnot, you know, they fucking deload the entire UI when you try to get into the stage, which takes a while, and if you want to back out, it makes you have to load again, right? And you know what's really fucked? What's really fucked, because like, I'm actually making it's look better right now, because this is a free quest, right? Oh boy, let me let's show off another bit of amazing UI. Let me get on an alt account that's still got main story to do, because oh boy, this is great. So a nice thing about Arknights is all that UI I just showed about, like how the little if you want to rewatch the story, it's in that little box there, right? That applies to when you're working through the main story, because Arknights, much like FGO, you know, will have some landmark boss fights that are really hard, and you can get stuck on them. And it's actually, I would say it's easier to get stuck in Arknights than it is FGO, because Arknights doesn't hold your hand at all. There is no way to use like CS to cheese a stage. You can't use SQ to revive, right? They don't give you any pay-to-win way to get through a stage in Arknights. If you fuck it up, you lose. That's all there is to it. There's nothing you can do to like strong arm it. So people get stuck, I would say, in Arknights more than they do in FGO, very much so. And I've had main story fights that I'm like stuck on for a while, and I'm redoing them, and I'm, you know, maybe trying to do them with budget units, so I'm having to replay it and try to figure it out, right? And thank fuck it's not like FGO, because for example, I remember this very vividly. I think the two things I've been stuck on the most in FGO and in Arknights. In FGO, it was probably Fluffy, right? Trying to do Fluffy with a reasonably budget setup, right? And that was before, you know, Fluffy got nerfed and all that, so it was kind of a nightmare. That was probably the stage I replayed the most, right? Like I'd reset it the most, try different setups, that kind of thing. And then in Arknights, for main story, it'd probably be Tallulah, right? Like I was on Tallulah for quite a while because I wanted to do her budget as well, and that was very hard to do with budget. And so I remember the process of the two, right? So this is a multi-layered thing, so let's just take this one at a time. So here we are. Ironically, I think this Thinno account is actually on Fluffy, because I'm kind of saving it if I could get like more budget units on this Thinno account if I wanted to make a budget setup video or something like that. But the Thinno account just doesn't have a lot of units leveled, so I haven't really bothered. But Jesus, that took a minute. Yeah, we're gonna go through the whole thing. I'm gonna start the stage and then just pretend I lost or I'll quit out or whatever. So okay, just like with free quests, you gotta click it. You have this UI come up, which means nothing. This is a complete waste of space, right? Oh, there's another one. Oh my god, this game, it does more stupid things. Oh yeah. Oh, this game is so fucking stupid. Okay, I've already seen this cutscene like 1,000 times, but for some reason this game feels the need to make me watch it every single time. And then you have to load this. But yeah, look at this. Let me, oh yeah, you have to, it has to give you a confirmation message when you want to back out, even though that confirmation message is telling you nothing will happen if you back out. It's basically telling you that you haven't used your AP yet, so if you back out, your AP is not lost yet. I don't know why the game needs to tell you that every time, right? Fucking in Arc Knights, it doesn't do that. You just go into the stage and you back out. And you can clearly see your sanity is still there. So why are we doing this? But yeah, let's say I had not beat 7-3 yet. Let's say I was stuck on stage 7-3. I don't know who the fuck gets stuck on this stage, but I don't even remember what this stage is, to be honest. Anyway, but let's say you're stuck here. Every time you're replaying it, like after failing it, you don't watch the cutscene again. You watch it one time, and they never make you watch it again. If you want to watch it again, you click here, just like after beating it, and then you can watch it again. Because they realize if you're stuck on like Tallulah, and you're doing the boss fight over and over again, you don't want to watch the fucking story over and over again, right? Now, FGO has had 8 years to realize that, and, you know, they never try to fix this UI. They're never like, oh, hey, you know this one thing we're doing from, like, that it's only there because of 2016 game design? Maybe we should just get rid of that. No, they just keep it there because it's always been that way. So when you click this stage, like, look at this. I don't even remember what this says, but it's like some stupid shit about, like, you know, you're gonna have to like watch the stories before the team screen or some crap like that. It's like telling you something about like when the team screen like is relative to like the story or whatever. It's completely worthless. It's so so the fact that this even like you have to click this and the useless pop-up, this means nothing, right? Another useless pop-up, this means nothing. Now we have to deload everything in the game, right, to load the fucking story, which I've already seen, which we just showed, right? So I have to watch this again, which I had to load it, and now I have to load again, right? So if you cut out watching the story again, you're already cutting out 2 loading screens. Like, why the fuck are we doing this, right? And then, of course, because it's FGO, you have to bring a story support, because, you know, of course you do. You know, that they have to load again, and then we have to load again. And here's the great part, right? Is when you fail the stage, right? Or you want to reset because you realize maybe you messed your team up, or you need to go change command. God help you. And by the way, this happens to me all the time. Like when I was doing Fluffy, I'd be like, oh, let me try this, you know, team X instead of team Y. And I'd have to not only back out, but I'd have to go change the command codes again for like multiple units. And it would take like 5 minutes to actually get back in there and fight Fluffy again. If I wanted to make actual changes to the team and get through all the loading screens and the command code loading and all this bull, it would take a good 5 minutes for one more attempt. In Arc Knights, it takes like 6 seconds, right? Even if I want to change something in Arc Knights, like move the units around or level them up and all that, it takes no time at all. Nothing. At most, it's going to take like 20 seconds, right? It's just nothing, right? Well, Arc Knight or FGO just puts a billion barriers in your way. So let's say we lose or we want to change something. You know, I love, you gotta have this. You can't just have it quit. You know, you gotta have this menu. You gotta load, which, you know, takes a good while because this game's not optimized. Very nice. Oh yeah, that's another thing. I lose the AP. This AP that we lost, it took it away from me. Arc Knights refunds all but 1, which I don't know why they even do that. But Arc Knights, if I do this stage, let's see, it costs, you know, 18. It'd give me 17 back. And normally you're in the stage long enough that one of the sanity is regenerated while you were in the stage. So generally it doesn't matter. It is kind of silly though that they don't refund it fully, but I mean they refund, you know, like 90, you know, like some odd % of it depending on how much it costs in the first place. So it's not that bad. Obviously way better than FGO, but yeah, FGO does not refund the stuff. And I really thought they might add that. I really did. This anniversary, I wasn't expecting them to really do any really awesome stuff. But I'm like, yeah, maybe they'd at least do something like adding the AP refund, right? Because every other game does that. But yeah, if you want to go back and then do the command, I really don't want to talk about the command code UI and like how bad it is. And by the way, I clicked the wrong thing, so and now you have to do all this. But I mean, just look at this. You have to watch these stupid fucking. I mean, look at this. Come from like. Okay, you know what? I will talk about this real quick because this is easy to fix, and I've got to talk about this because I'm so tired of people acting like FGO has to be this way. There's nothing about the Unity engine that can't handle what I'm about to say, right? So what this UI should be, like all of this, see all this stuff up here, this blue text, you don't need any of this. Get rid of all of this. You don't even need Caligula's face here. You really don't. You know it's Caligula. He's right fucking here. So take this UI, this bit right here, take this box, and put it up here. Put that right there, right? And all this stuff you're getting rid of, the Caligula face, all these, but you don't need any of this shit, right? If you want like a confirm button or go back button, you can make it really small or up at the top, whatever. So all this is right here. This is the only thing you need on the screen right now. This is all you need. This little box right here, and you could even shrink it a little bit, right? You could get rid of all this fat. You don't need these arrows. You don't need all this pink stuff, right? You could just make it this part right here, really. So that takes up very little screen space. So you have a lot of space to work with now. What you do with that space is on the same UI, right? You put all of the command codes. You could fit a lot of them, right? You put all of the command codes. Just down, all this space here. And then you drag and drop. You would click like one of these, like this one right here, and you would drag it up top. You click it and you drag it up top right into the socket. You drag it straight into the quick card or straight into the art card. You don't play an animation. You don't have a yes or no. You don't do any of this. Like, what the fuck? You don't need a goddamn confirmation message for any of this stuff, right? You just drag it right in and socket it. Boom, you're done. That's it. That's all you. That is a billion times faster, right? And then with like on the sides, right? Like on the side of the menu and things like that, you could have some basic filter options, like, you know, offensive command codes or defensive command codes. And here's another thing. So you got this little favorite system. I wish I had brought up Gundam Battle Op because it's got a similar UI in this way. So instead of like these buttons on the side doing literally nothing, right? Like these buttons are so fucking useless. Like this is your favorite button, but it doesn't go to your favorites. It lets you highlight what your favorite is. What you do is you let someone to go to like a menu like this, right? Deep dive. And then you select, okay, like tag 1, tag 2, tag 3. That's how Gundam Battle Op does it. You can take any mobile suit in that game and just apply tag 1 to it, or tag 2 to it, or tag 3 to it, right? And you can make it where you can name them and, you know, name them whatever you want. But essentially it's tag 1, tag 2, tag 3, right? So I could put, you know, this command code in tag 1, this command code in tag 1, this command code in tag 1, and then this one, and this one in tag 2. I could do it however I want, right? You know, just move them around however I want. And then on the side here, you've got tag 1, tag 2, tag 3. And then so if you click tag 3, all the command codes that are in tag 3 are just right there. So you put like all your usual suspects, right? Because everyone knows there's like, you know, 20 command codes that are worth a fuck, and then everything else is like whatever, or super situational, right? But there's a usual suspects you use all of the time, right? And even like something you might not use all the time, but you use often would be like the anti-stun one, right? So you put all that regular stuff in like tag 1, and then you filter out all this stupid bullshit you don't care about. Right? So if you have like these really nice filters like that, these preset filters you can make, you could get to like the 20 command codes you care about. Like imagine that, chat. Only the 20 command codes you care about are on screen, and then you can just drag and drop them straight into the slots. And then one more thing. You allow the player to get to the command code UI from the goddamn team screen. Then I mean, like, I'm not asking for too much. Like, fuck you if you think I am. This is not hard to implement. Right? Like, if you're in the... God, look how fucking long this takes. And it's even longer if it's the main story. So if I'm in this menu, I should be able to, like, click Mordred or whatever, click a button, and go to her command codes, and then do that drag and drop UI, and then go back, and then boom, I'm ready to go! Like, do you realize how much funner this game would be to play? Right? Like, if we had a nice, crisp UI like that didn't take 8 years to do anything, and then we had story replay, and I could go fight Fluffy again or whatever... Right? Trying different setups for Fluffy would not be that bad. It wouldn't be like pulling teeth. For now, like half the time when a really hard stage comes out now in FGO, I don't want to play it anymore. And it's not because the gameplay's not any fun. It's because I don't want to bother with the trial and error process, because doing that is so obnoxious because it takes so long to change around craft essences, command codes, and finding the unit. It's so bad. And I know every time I fail the boss, I lose my AP, and I have to go through 7 fucking loading screens. And all this other bullshit to just do the stage again, right? Instead of just having like a fucking reset button. Like, I mean, Jesus fucking Christ, dude. But yeah, I'm just tired of it. I'm tired of it. I think it's ridiculous. I think at this point, 8 years in, this shit's completely unacceptable. I think all of my suggestions here are easy to implement or are fucking brain dead, and they're industry standard for everyone but FGO. But our dumbass player base is gonna keep giving them money and is just gonna keep defending this garbage. And it doesn't seem to be changing, especially because I think this anniversary is going to be successful financially, right? I think this is the worst anniversary they've ever done. There was one other one that was really bad. I think it was the 5th one. That one was really shit. Because there was the one where they added like Chen Gong and all them. That was awesome. That was really good. Then there was an unbelievably shitty one where they basically did nothing. And then they did the Rainbow Chain update. And that was nice. That anniversary was decent. They obviously didn't fix the UI and all that. But at least they did something good for the game. The Rainbow change was very good for the game. That was a good gameplay decision. It made the game more free-to-play friendly. It made the game less RNG. It's more fun to play. There's more things to think about in combat. That was just a good change, right? And changing how quick chains work too. That was just a good change. So good on them for that one. But Yeah, I think the 4th was good. The 5th was terrible. The 6th was good. And I don't even, or it might have been the 7th that was good. I don't remember, but yeah, I think it was the 5th that was really bad. The 5th was just basically nothing. And then this one was nothing. I mean, how can, like, you can't act like they did anything, right? Because even if you like the new unit, it's just subjective, right? It's just subjective if you like a new unit or not, right? That's very ethereal here. It's not a tangible, like, useful thing for the game, right? Like, good for you, you happen to like this unit a lot. But like, I mean this, chat. If this was the Green Knight, right, or normal Vortigern or something like that I really want, that would not change my opinion at all. If anything, I'd be more annoyed, right? Actually, I think I would be more annoyed. Because if they added like regular Vortigern or the Green Knight or something awesome like that, I want to go use them on something. I want to go play the game. I want to go, like, that's where I want story replay. I want to go fight Fluffy again. I want to go fight Zeus again. I want to go, you know, fight Lee again or something like that. But I can't do any of that. I can do it in every other video game in existence, but I can't do it in this one for some fucking reason. They're making more money than God, and they can't be bothered to just add story replay. Because they can't, like, figure the UI out, or Nasu's got his head up his own ass again. Oh yeah, that's another thing. Yeah, anytime you try to put a CE on a welfare unit, it tells you that you won't lose the CE if you don't finish the welfare stuff. That's a great example of just like the waste of time that they put in this game, right? And it's because it was there day one. That UI that you just brought up, that was there day one of the game, right? A lot of this stuff is. That's what's so embarrassing about this. All these like stupid messages and loading screens are just there from day one. And like this shitty, shut up, Da Vinci. I'm trying to rant about a stupid video game on the internet. This UI, right, which is super bloated now, it's because they keep adding on to it. Instead of changing it and revamping it, they just add a new button. They just add another button. And you know there's gonna be more. You know there's gonna be more, right? Instead of adding like a proper UI and stuff, they just like, yeah, add another one, and another one, and another. They just keep adding on to it. You know, instead of like going to like a servant screen where you click this one servant you care about and all the information you need for them, like leveling them, skilling them, and all that. Instead of it all being there, they have to make everything separate for some fucking reason, right? And it's just lazy, because from a dev standpoint, if you just shut up, from a dev standpoint, if you just want to get it in the game, it's easier to just tack on to what's there, right? It takes almost no effort for them to just add a new button right here, right? Like, you know, just another bullshit system, right? They can just tack it on right there. But if they want to revamp stuff like I've shown, that takes a lot more effort, right? It's way better in the long term, and some of these UI improvements would actually make it easier to like work with the UI in the future, right? Like, because like working with old systems gets really difficult, so it's like an investment. But yeah, I'm really losing hope with FGO, man. I mean, it's been like 2 years now of them basically doing nothing the entire time. Like, it just sucks, man. It's like 2 years of just no animation updates. I mean, it's like a year and a half, but you know, just no animation updates, barely any main story, not doing anything with the main interlude system, not adding story replay, just the same garbage ass UI from 8 years ago. And they're just not doing nothing, literally nothing. Now, you know, what would have made me a lot happier is if because like they are getting more backlash than ever, but they're still not getting that much. Like, if we had like I know like you got Diablo 4 out there, right? There's a lot of drama with Diablo 4 because it's being ran like ass. Like, the devs are running it really poorly. So the player base is like unbelievably vocal about how fucking stupid it is. And it's making the devs at least put in some degree of effort, right? FGO just doesn't do that. And it's because, unfortunately, especially at this point, a lot of people have quit. And I know this. I've just seen so many people quit. My friends have quit. You know, loads of like YouTubers and stuff have quit. Like the Kojiro guy, you know, quit long ago. Loads of people have quit this game, right? And it's because it's bad. There's just so much wrong with it. So at this point, the only people left are really the people that like chasing a carrot on a stick. They like farming for the sake of farming, and that like waifus and stuff, right? There's lots of people that they just like, they're just hooked on the gambling. Like, I mean, a lot of people are in this game and other games, and they're just hooked on the gambling. They just want the new waifu. They just want the status. They just want the NP5. They just want to, you know, farm really efficiently and be really, really meta and act like they're so elite because they know, they looked up online how to do the most meta three-turn setup. And so they're so elite. Oh my God, look up to me. Oh my God, right? Instead of having an actual good video game to play and that kind of thing. And that's mostly what's left. I mean, most of the people that had standards have quit, right? What I've noticed, most people that have standards have quit unless they're just massive Fate fans and they just love the Fate IP, right? That's about the only people with standards that are left are people that just happen to like the Fate IP a lot. But most people that are left, they don't care about playing fun boss fights. You know, they don't care about good boss design, like Zeus and, you know, Lost Belt fights and things that are actually good, versus like maybe some that are bad and, you know, more stat checky and stuff. Right, they don't care about that. They don't care about story replay. They don't care about having a new game plus mode or a hard mode. They don't care about revamping the early game. Oh, that's another thing I could rant about is the whole early game FGO experience needs to be revamped. You know, FUUUUU to Camelot is trash, and they need to fix it up, remove filler, rescale it so it's more interesting gameplay. Don't let don't let friend supports carry you through the whole thing. You know, just cut all that filler, you know, garbage nodes that, you know, don't need to be there. And really, it needs to be harder, so like people are having fun with the game, you know, actually enjoying fights with like Vlad and Orleans instead of you one-turning Vlad, even though you're a newbie and you don't know what's happening, right? They need to teach you how to play the game as you go through it, so you actually know how to fight bosses when you get there. Like when you get to Gwaine or like Lost Belt 3 Lee and stuff, most players that are new, they can't fight them because they don't know how. The game has never taught them how to do anything because they've gotten carried the entire time. That's another huge problem with the game. Like, of course we have no new players. Right, the new player experience is garbage, and every time I see like a streamer or a VTuber or whatever get into the game, they're always like, yeah, the gameplay sucks, but I like the units, and they never even make it to Gwaine or whatever, right? And they're just like, yeah, the gameplay sucks. It does not need to be that way, right? You need to put your best foot forward, for fuck's sake. FGO does not put their best foot forward. If you make a new account, start playing through the game, it's a joke. I mean, it looks so bad. It's not, and even like, what was his name? Giguk, you know, he's a huge YouTuber, right? And he's like, oh my god, the gameplay's super boring, it's just farming and filler garbage, right? And he never even got to a good boss fight, let alone, you know, figuring out how to fight it properly, right? Because there is clever boss design in this game sometimes. Some of the challenge quests are really well designed. Some of the major boss fights are really well designed. There's a lot of fun ways to approach them. It's like, there's a reason why I've stuck with this game. I like Fate, and when I do get to fight good boss fights with like free-to-play units and all that, it's very fun and it's interesting. A lot of ways to approach it. It's fun figuring it out. It's very rewarding when you get a good team running smoothly and all that. And I can make a video for it and all that. I love that stuff. It's so rare you get to do that now. Like, oh my god. And no one is, what I get out of boss fights, almost no new player is going to get, because they're never going to learn how to play it properly. They're going to see the boss fights and think they're just bullshit stat checks you couldn't do as a free-to-play. And you got to have these crazy powerful units and you summon your friends, support, and blah, 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 and beat it that way. And if you can't do that, use command spells or blue cube. And that's like every streamer ever that gets into FGO. And it's the game's fault, because in Orleans, in Septum, in Oceanus, the game doesn't teach you anything. You're one-shotting all the enemies. And that's boring too, by the way. Right? If you get into the game and you're just one-shotting everything, and you don't... How many people have you seen that, like, streamers and VTubers and shit that, like, get to, like, Camelot and they don't even understand how to use chains properly? They're like picking, you know, like the card order. They'll do like quick buster and crap. And it's because it never mattered, right? Because when they fought Vlad and Orleans, it didn't fucking matter. You didn't need to think about, you know, how to optimize like your damage and your gains and your defense and all. You don't have to do any of that. So when you finally get to a boss where it matters, they don't know any of it. Everyone that plays this fucking game, it just picks whatever, because it doesn't matter. They just click random buttons and see random cool animations and kill things and one-shot everything. And they think that's the game. And it's the game's fucking fault. And the thing is, it's not... Oceanus used to not be that way, right? Oceanus used to be hard, because you used to be like level fucking 30 when you were doing Oceanus when it came out in JP, right? But now you're way higher level than that. So you're one-shotting everything, right? And so they don't keep the game up to date, right? They don't revamp and update and keep things current, right? They just try to rush you through the early game. It just doesn't work. It fundamentally doesn't work. The way the game is now, you're never going to get players to like actually learn how to play the game and enjoy a challenge quest properly. And I tell you, that's the one thing that still gives me motivation to still stick with this game and stuff, is because like I'll get messages on Discord or on YouTube and stuff where people are like, oh my god, I never understood like how to actually enjoy the gameplay and, you know, fight the bosses and stuff. And your videos, you know, got me to actually enjoy challenge quests. And I actually like have fun doing them now. That's like the only fucking reason I still do. The few people that like get anything out of that, right? And obviously I just love Fate, right? I'm happy to make Fate videos, and I like the units and, you know, editing music in and all that. But the people that you know, learned how to actually enjoy the game and like actually have fun when they did Lost Belt 5. Because here's the thing, the game doesn't teach you how to have like a good mindset to like approach boss fights and like actually have fun and like, and figure out how to put teams together and enjoy like doing the card chains and all that. They don't teach you any of that, right? Obviously not. They don't teach you how to use David to save your team from an AoE NP or how to use a taunt wall effectively. They don't teach you any of that shit. But when you learn that shit, it's really fun looking at all your different options and figuring out how to put them together to beat the boss in a way that you want or to make your favorite unit win or whatever. And then so when you're good enough at the game to understand that stuff and you've got like the units you like or whatever, and you do something like Lost Belt 5-2, right, where you've got lots of boss fights. Lost Belt 5-2 is basically nothing but boss battles. It's well paced. You know, Demeter, Zeus, all this good stuff. It's awesome. When FGO's at its best, it's amazing, right? That's why I care, is because I know the potential. If this game was like that Blaze Blue game, I love Blaze Blue, by the way, like the IP, but they made a mobile game and it was just shit. There was no potential there. Every boss fight was terrible. The combat system was fundamentally crap. It was just awful, right? It was such a bad game. And so I didn't stick with it at all, right? It was garbage, right? There's no potential there. FGO has loads of potential. Because sometimes they do make good boss fights. When you do learn how to use like your free-to-play units well and shit like that, you know, there's a lot of like real fun with team building and learning how to play and all that, right? There is a lot of good shit here. You know, fighting the big boy bosses when they actually give you the big boy bosses, which is pretty rare now, but it's very enjoyable, right? And the animations look really good. The voice acting's amazing. The art's really good. The music's incredible, right? There is so much potential here for like a god tier game. Right? Again, like, look at Arknights, right? Arknights does so much more to just give you something fun to do, right? This game is very, 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 very similar to FGO in, like, format. And so, like, not only do they have story replay and shit, but they do challenge mode. Why does that not have challenge mode? Oh, it's because I have auto-deploy on. Right, so every goddamn stage after you beat it, you can do a challenge mode version of it, which makes it a bit harder. It gives the enemies slightly higher stats, like 20% higher stats or something like that. Which is nothing crazy, but then they add some kind of gimmick, right? And sometimes the gimmicks are crazy and sometimes they're not, but a lot of times though, these stages are fun enough to replay anyway, right? Like, this is a boss fight. This is a pretty fun boss fight, especially for back in the day when it came out. And a lot of people, when they're like new to the game, are going to struggle with it, and then you can just replay it anytime you want. You can come back and fight the boss anytime you want, and then you can do a challenge mode version of it, which makes it a bit harder, right? And the boss is a bit tougher. There's an extra gimmick to worry about. And, you know, it's great. And I can, if they add a new unit, let's say they added the Green Knight to Arknights, right? And I want to go test the Green Knight. I can just come back here and fight this boss anytime I want to. Anytime. And there's a billion bosses in this game now. And like, a lot of them are still really, you know, fun to fight. And then also, they did this after FGO. So FGO added the main interlude system where you can replay some of the events. So Arknights did this after FGO. And very much so, I think they copied FGO. I think they were like, oh, hey, that's a good idea. Let's do that. Now, FGO is not the first game to do that, but FGO is, everyone keeps their eye on FGO because it's such a large game and stuff. I think Grand Blue Fantasy had done it, but no one gives a fuck about Grand Blue Fantasy. But anyway, so FGO added, you know, old event replay, but there's only like 4 events, and you can only replay them once, and then it's over, right? Arknights comes in here like the fucking Giga Chad, and they just copy FGO, and look how many events they have. Both of these are main interludes. These are like I guess major story events. So there's 4 of these, and then there's just like straight side stories. And look at all these, and they're getting ready to add another one. I think literally after the event we're doing right now ends, they're gonna add another main interlude. Right? Look at all these, and look at this shit. What? This is the crazy part. This is what just blows my fucking mind about FGO, because they don't do this. Which one? What's a good one? I mean, a lot of these are fun. Trying to think which one. Where's the jailbreak one? I like that one. There we go. So, you know, here's the event. Oh, yeah, so you got your normal stages, right? And then events have like EX stages, which are kind of the challenge quests. Right, so these are the main stories. These aren't like that hard. Like the boss fight at the end is normally fairly fun, but you know, these are nothing crazy. These are just main story nodes. They're kind of easy. But then these are like challenge quests, right? And so this is the boss fight of the event right here. And so I can replay the boss fight anytime I want. And these also have challenge mode, like the main story does. So you have like, these are basically 2 stages, right? You've got like a normal mode and a hard mode. But the normal mode is quite hard, and the hard mode is even harder, right? And I can replay any of this. I can replay any of this anytime I want. So anytime a new unit gets added, I've got like 50,000 bosses I can go fight and mess around with to play with the new unit. and shit like that. And you know, they've got like a roguelike mode, which is actually good. A lot of gacha games now add roguelikes, and they're not very flushed out. But Arknights has a roguelike that's very, very flushed out and has insane replay value, and it's really, really good, right? And if you look at all these things that Arknights does in their roguelike, like how they make what's in between the stages interesting, and that gives it that replay value, and gives it those different power-ups and different things, that different routes you can take, and different events that can happen, and different endings and all that. FGO can do that. You can go to the normal combat of FGO, and you could spice it up a bit, where if you had like a roguelike in FGO, so let's use this map as like a demo. So you basically, you know, as you like go through the roguelike, you have like, you know, multiple choices on the path, right? And then let's say you get into a combat node in the roguelike. You know, some combat nodes could be like you can only bring 3 units. Some combat nodes could be like you can only bring 1 unit, because FGO's got good solo gameplay too, right? And then some nodes you bring 6 units, right? So there's, as you're working your way through, right? Like maybe you do it like where you recruit your units as you go, right? Like, hey, now you can pick one of your lancers, right? So that, you know, I'd pick Ku, obviously. But like as you're working through, you might be like, okay, you know, I'm getting to the harder part of the roguelike. I'm on like floor 3, you know, it's getting really hard now. I haven't picked a good solo unit, and I know solo stages are going to come up. So let me pick a couple of good solo units, because I've already got good team units. So let me grab some solo units to balance my team out. Or like, oh, hey, I've got a bunch of good solo units, but I don't have good team units. And I know there's hard team stages, right, as well. So let me grab some units that are good for team gameplay as I work through the roguelike, right? Like, there's nothing, you can have like out of combat stuff in FGO and go into, and you can make like gimmicky stuff that doesn't have a lot of HP for like the solo stuff. And then you can have like, you know, at the end, you got a boss fight with like 1 million HP, 2 million HP, 3 million HP, whatever you want to do, right? Break bars and the lot, you know, you can even have, you know, endings that are like, you know, fluffy tier, but because you get like power-ups as you go. And if you look at the power-ups in Arknights, they're very applicable to what FGO has. You could do a really awesome roguelike in this game, right? And they have really good replay value. Oh, by the way, the roguelike in Arknights doesn't take AP, right? So they get to just play it for fun, like anytime they want to. So yeah, a little bit jealous on that one. But honestly, that's most of the what to go over. I mean, Anniversary sucked. They added nothing. I think I just went over a lot of the obvious things they could improve. I guess the coin system, that was another thing I didn't really talk about. The coin system could definitely be better. Give me 1 second though, chat. I need to turn my air on. And then, I don't know, chat. We either play these anniversary stages that are boring as fuck, or we go do the drip tier list. Going. All right, chat. What's next to the drip tier list? Yeah, we could do riders. That's fine. We haven't done a lot of cavalry classes. I think that's fair. All right, chat. What do you want? Do you want the main story, event stage, you know, anniversary stuff, which I doubt. This is just so boring. Or do you want the drip tier list? Oh yeah, and then NA did their little tie-in promo, which was just nothing. Okay, everybody wants drip. I kind of figured. Yeah, well, I think we'll do Rider. I think Rider's fine. I think they're already next up on the list anyway. So, okay, hold on. Update the title. For those that have not seen me do this, how we're doing it, we're calling it the drip tier list, but it really is just aesthetic tier list. So like the overall look of the servant, you know, their hair, their weapons, all of it. Their character doesn't matter at all. It's just purely based on style, like what I feel they look, like how much I like. And we're just doing a few classes at a time because there's so many units. It would take 5,000 years to do this. But yeah, it's just purely off their aesthetic. Not just their, you know, actual drip. But you know, roughly like C+ is neutral, B is positive, but not like crazy positive, and then B+ is getting quite positive, and then A is really, really, really good, and then A+ is amazing, and S tier is like the best, and then S+ is like just ascending to heaven. So yeah, I guess writers today. I think we've. Oh yeah, I forgot. People wanted me to do scenarios, Fluffy, because we did Berserker last time, and he is a Berserker. Fuck though, I don't actually have like a picture of him up, because like the units are really easy to get pictures for, not so much for the NPCs. Hold on, let me see if I can find some scenario strip here. They never really give you that good of a picture of him, really. Let's see. Okay, I guess I'll use this. But yeah, there's not a lot of good pictures of him. All right, there we go. That'll do. So I really gotta stress this when we talk about the drip tier list, chat. I have to divorce my feelings about the character, like if I like them or not. It's like if I just saw this design, do I like the design? It's not about does this design match the character or the history or the lore, right? It's just does this look good, right? So now he's a monster, right? So generally your criteria is a bit different for like a monster than like a dude or whatever. I love Fluffy, but I don't hate the design, but I don't love it either. It's fine. You know, the horns and the fur is pretty cool, and the kind of like deranged almost smile, right? Because he used to be really nice, but he's like a twisted, you know, abomination now. That's pretty interesting. I mean, it's certainly an interesting design. It's eye-catching. You're gonna remember it, right? This is a design that stands out in FGO. So if you're going for like a mix of maybe a once nice monster that is now evil, this gets the job done pretty well. But do I like that design? I mean, I don't hate it. You know, the fur's nice and the horns are cool, but yeah, they're like really small legs and lanky arms, and you know, the fur is like he needs to comb it kind of look. It's not exactly, you know, what I'd be looking for in a monster, but he is very fluffy. That's true. I mean, I don't hate it. I don't look at this and I'm like, oh god, I must look away, right? Nothing like that. The plushy version of Fluffy is much better. I'll put it that way. But I mean, I like it. I'll put it... It's a little bit positive. It's not super positive, but it's probably like... I think C+, maybe on the higher end of C+ is fair. I would say... maybe not even that high. Because, I mean, it doesn't, like... It's memorable, but, like, I don't really love it, so... I'm thinking maybe like right here, maybe right here, somewhere in here. I don't like Vortigern and Oberon much, but you know, that second stage, like that kind of like salesman, traveling salesman, scumbag kind of look, I actually kind of like. So yeah, I'd say it's around here. Nothing mind-blowing, and I don't hate it. All right, now we're done with Berserkers. All right, that means Medusa is first up. Let's see, which stage is the best? Probably stage 1, that's the one I use. Just that kind of classical look. I will say though, like, I remember when I watched Fate Stay Night, obviously, like the anime Dean Stay Night back in the day. You know this is Medusa so quickly, right? Like, the design just kind of, it's kind of obvious. And that's a good design, but we're not talking about if it fits Medusa. We're talking about, is it a good design? Now, if I just saw this just as like just pure fashion, right? And like it's kind of with the why are you blindfolded, right? Now the colors are good, you know, purple, pink, black, that's fine. That's a good color combo. There's nothing bad about it. There's nothing like weird or stupid looking. You know, she doesn't have like weird just extra bits like tacked on for no fucking reason. But I mean, it's kind of, I guess, basic. It's just kind of black dress thing with like just weird bits on it, I guess, and like a collar, right? The eye thing is kind of dumb. The hair's a bit much, but it's all right. I like the colors a lot though. I mean, the colors are good. I guess this, if I saw it out of context, I'd probably like this more just because it looks more normal. She's looking kind of weird in stage 1, like some mysticism, you know, blind hunter bullshit or whatever. And this just looks kind of weird. It's fine except for like this. That just is weird. That's cut out, I guess. Not really a fan of that. I mean, the rest of it's okay. But yeah, I think stage 1 or 2 is the best. I would rate this. Wait, does she have a costume or anything? Oh yeah, she just gets the glasses. I mean, everyone knows glasses make you look cooler, more sophisticated, but oh yeah, that's another thing, chat. They added so many costumes, and Koo still didn't get one, and then they did the Knights of the Round for summer, and they didn't add Bedivere, which he was the... I'm gonna be honest, chat. I don't like any of the Knights of the Round summer skins except for Bedivere's. It's the only good one. They're all just really basic and boring, and who gives a fuck? But yeah, Bedivere's was awesome, and that's the only one they didn't add. So, pretty lame. All right, I mean, I like the colors a lot. The colors might be enough to get it into B. Because, like, pink black or purple black, that's always a really nice color combo. And I don't really hate anything that's here. There's nothing, I'm not like, oh, these are, you know, ugly shoes or, you know, weird top or whatever. It's all fine. It's not, like, mind-blowing or anything, but the colors are good. Yeah, I think it's good enough to make it into B. I'd say maybe, like, right there. Yeah, it's decently well put together. But yeah, it's definitely carried by the colors, I would say. All right, now we've got... Oh, this is going to be a good one. I like George's fashion. I wish it had a helmet, like, for one of the stages. Always like helmets with armor. But I will say, if you're going to do the helmetless look, this is a really good way to do it with, like, the hair. He kind of looks like a general, right? Real leader kind of look here with the cape and the hair and all that. Let's see, which one do I like best, though? Probably stage 2. I think it gets a little extra with stage 3. With, like, the ribbons and stuff. I'm not really crazy about that. You get the really large arm thing. You can't really see it there, but it does get a little bit extra here. I don't dislike this at all, though, and the sword actually looks pretty cool, but I like both swords just fine. But, yeah, I think stage 2 is my favorite. It just keeps it clean. Don't need all those extra ribbons or anything. We've already got the hair and the cape. Decently cool sword. I like the blade a lot, except for I don't like the hole in it. I think that looks kind of stupid. But the rest of the blades are nice, you know, just fantasy design. Not too fancy, though. I like that. Really unique armor color. Very unique armor color with, like, the orange kind of cream look. But it works. I actually think it works pretty well with the white and the red. I'm kind of surprised it works. If someone told me about making, like, a color combo like this, I don't know if I would like it so much, but... No, it looks good with, like, the dark brown. But yeah, I love armor. I like, you know, heavy armor. This is heavy armor. I like that. The glove thing's kind of cool. It's kind of hard to see in this picture here. I think if you're going to have long hair, like, this is a good way to do it. So yeah, you get the dragon shoulder and all that. That's fine. I don't think that's, like, too extra, right? I think this maybe a little extra with this. Maybe shrink this by, like, 20% in size. That is pretty bulky, I'm not gonna lie, and it's kind of like thin here, but then really bulky and stuff. Like where it's connected, it's pretty thin. It's not my favorite armor though. Like I will say the gauntlets look kind of weird. They're kind of spacey, where everything else is so normal. It's kind of strange. Like some of the shapes he picked here are just kind of weird, and that kind of thing. And capes are never my favorite, but I think the cape works here, even though it's not my like cup of tea. But I do think the cape looks decent. You got that commander kind of look. But yeah, I like the colors and whatnot. The boots, kind of stupid. I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of dumb. I don't really like that. Oh yeah, we gotta rate the horse. Yeah, we've been factoring in their mounts, and he uses his mount a lot. Hopefully the wiki's got a sprite for the horse. So far Percival's horse has been the best one. That one is so fucking good. Oh, thank God they have it. Okay, I'm not gonna lie though, this is a good horse. All right, this is a good boy right here. Like Brendan or some shit. It's just nice classical like medieval looking horse here. I don't know about the like text or like runes there or whatever. That's a little strange, but good colors. I think it might look better if there was a bit more armor instead of just like cloth. Brandon, yeah, Brandon the horse. I like the colors a lot. Goes well with George. No orange, but really heavy on the black, but I think that works. Yeah, my only issue is it's pretty much all cloth, no armor. And it's not like that it looks bad, but you got to think about it in context because it goes with George, right? So George is this like super heavy armored knight, and then the horse is really lightly armored. So I'd prefer if the horse is more heavily armored like Percival's to like match kind of heavy cavalry look. But it's still drip, and you get like the kind of like cross, you know, religious, you know, crusader kind of look in there. I think that's good drip. Nice cool white horse, you know, the white black contrast with the cloth. I mean, it looks good, right? Especially because it's white black contrast, and then George has got a lot of white with the skirt and the cape and all that. That looks pretty boss. And he's got a little bit of red, and George has a little bit of red. I mean, what a good duo here. I mean, this is a good look. This is the classical knight with a little bit of a dragon twist, right? But it's not so like extra with the dragon stuff. It doesn't look wacky or stupid, right? So it's very much a design that I like. And I like the colors, but I don't like them as much as I like some of these other designs, right? Like, you know, Lancelot, for example. I think it's a solid A+. Now, this is complicated. So Percival's bottom half, right, is kind of weak, where George is like more rounded, but then Percival's got a way better horse, right? Like Percival's horse is like god tier. I think if it was no horse, I'd probably rate it like maybe even that. But Percival's horse is so good that I might keep it like right there, right? Yeah, I think as overall, like the combo looks better with Percival, and I do like Percival's spear more than George's sword and that kind of thing. But I will admit though, like George has a better average with like nothing really being bad on his design, where like Percival's like belt and below is kind of weak, doesn't really match the top half with how heavy the top half is. That's a little weak, but when he's on the horse, you don't even notice that. So yeah, I think A+ though. I love George's design. The orange armor is really unique, but it's not too weird. I really like it. But yeah, I think A+ is about right. Is it better than Jolter though? Let me think about that, because Jolter's got a pretty good design too. She's got the weird head thing though, but I do like her colors a lot. I mean, her sprite's garbage, but like her colors are really cool. I think I still give it to George a little bit though. He's got the horse and all that, so yeah, I do think George wins, but it's close. I think it's very close with those two. Okay, Blackbeard. I really wish he was more metal looking, you know, more badass. I wish he'd get like an update that like Nobu got with Avenger Nobu. I think that'd be awesome. I think they could have done so much better with this, but we're not here to talk about if this represents Blackbeard well or any of that. It's just, do we like the design? Does it look good? If I didn't know what this was and I just saw this design, how do I feel about it? So this is the best one. The trench coat kind of, you know, pirate coat look is really good. I mean, this looks good, right? It obviously looks kind of wacky, like cartoonish with the face and stuff, but I like the colors. The coat looks awesome. The, like, you know, you obviously get the pirate vibe with the skull for the shoulder pad. It still looks pretty good. You know, it got some drip here, but it's not too much. It's not like going overboard with the bling. You know, the black red. I don't like how the pants get kind of poofy in the middle here. I never really liked that. And I don't like the pointy shoes, right? The rest of the shoes are fine, the boots, but the pointy bit, not so crazy about that. That normally looks pretty stupid. It works better here though than a lot of the other ones, and it's because there's a hint of cartoonishness throughout, right? With just his face and the way he stands, and obviously the pointy things on this. There's just a hint of like cartoonishness. And that's okay, you know, kind of like a Disney Hook, you know, the cartoon kind of vibe. That's fine. There's no problem with that. But yeah, it looks like One Piece. Yeah, very much so. Like that facial expression really is like One Piece stuff. Only the one or two fuses though. It really sucks they didn't put any in the beard and like really do the flame thing. Could have been a lot cooler. But yeah, it is kind of a slightly cartoonish pirate. We got some cool green jewels here. They look really nice. The black coat looks awesome. Obviously a pirate can pull off the shirtless look just fine, and you know this is a pirate. That's really easy to tell. I do wish though his face was a bit meaner, I guess. Like even without context, if I just saw this, I would prefer a more mean looking brutal pirate over this. Looks like he's a Saturday night, you know, cartoon villain who's not going to actually hurt anybody. But it still looks fine. It still looks fine. The hook is a little meh. It's kind of a weird design. It's not my favorite, I'll say that. I don't like the gray glove. That looks awful, honestly. The gray is really out of place here. Like, it should just be brown like the other one. I never even noticed that. And I don't like the red on, like, the knees and stuff here. I don't like that either. And it's on the skull, too. I think that's kind of meh. I don't mind, like, the red mohawk. That's fine. But, yeah, the red on white here, I don't really like that. I think it'd be better if it was just white. The costume, I think, is just, like, summer stuff here. I don't think that would be the winner. I mean, actually, it's not that bad. He can really pull that kind of look off. He's got the like physique and all that for that. It's all right. I hate the pants though. I hate this. I've mentioned this a lot. It just looks like your pants aren't long enough. Either put some fucking socks on or get longer pants. You know, pick one. This is weak. Very, very weak. We've had a lot of characters like that, where like the pants just don't look long enough. I don't like that. I do like these colors though. I mean, like I'll admit this jacket shirt combo looks really, really good. Like that's not bad at all. It's a nice use of blue. No problem. We got the cool skull belt. I don't like it as much though as this stage 3. It's totally fine. I got no hate for it. Like yeah, the blue is good. I completely agree with Softform there. The blue is very, very good. But the overall design of it and stuff I don't like as much, so it doesn't quite win. I guess the stage 3 is different enough. I'll actually use the stage 3 sprite here. I don't always do that, but I'll grab that. Right there. Like getting a bit in the positive from the neutral tier, I would say. Maybe. Nah, I think that's fine for now. I think that's okay for now. You know, nothing mind-blowing, but I think I will put it over the T-Rex a little bit, though. I do like my pirate. If this T-Rex was a more classical T-Rex, it would win. But, yeah, it's around there. More effort in the costume than the anniversary. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Dude, I am so disappointed by this anniversary. It's unreal. So, I see C+ is mostly neutral, especially in the middle. And then we get to the bottom of it, it's like maybe a little negative, like just a little negative at the bottom, and getting a little bit positive at the top. I'd say even around like you know, fluffy and up is a little bit positive, and then like a lot of this stuff is pretty neutral. You know, no strong feelings one way or the other. Or like with Ku, the good cancels out the bad, right? Because the Ku's got really good like hair and eyes and just like cool like hunter look. But then his drip is terrible. I mean, let's not kid ourselves. The drip is terrible. So it's like the good and the bad balances out to being fairly neutral, right? So it's like there's good and bad. But C+ is mostly neutral, right? Where it's not super negative, not super positive. And then C is like negative, but not like crazy negative. There might even still be stuff about the design that I like, but then there's probably more about the design I don't like. So it's definitely in the negative. And then when you get to the lower C, it gets, you know, a good bit more negative, and then D is very negative. D is like, there's really not much redeeming qualities, and if there are, they're not nearly enough to even come close to balancing out the bad. And then D- is just fuck off, this is terrible, and then I think F speaks for itself. But yeah, that's pretty much how I see it. All right, Boudica. Some people hate this design. I don't mind it. Now, in context, or stage 1 makes a degree of sense, but we're talking about no context. I don't like this design without context at all. This looks kind of goofy. I don't like how she's like double panties going on. I don't know what the fuck is going on there. That's weird. The other stage 2 is way better. All right, let's just this is just way better. I don't like hate fan service. It's just it looks bad, right? Like the stripper look just looks stupid, right? Especially when you're like holding a sword and all that. This doesn't really work. It's not like skin gives you eye cancer, but it doesn't look good when it's like put together that way, right? That looks very ragtag. It looks very just like an excuse to show off skin instead of it like being designed to look good, right? This looks way better, and this still shows skin, right? But it's way more like designed, right? It's way better. This is a cool shield. I agree. This is a cool shield, and this is a very cool sword, actually. This is like exactly what I want out of a fantasy sword, where it's just a little fantasy, but nothing crazy, right? It's not wacky. It's not weird. It's not like some over-the-top nonsense. But you got like the jewel and like the runes, the text, whatever. A little fancy handle and whatnot. You know, gold red looks good. Matches, you know, her hair and all that. Yeah, the sword's really cool, and the shield's awesome. I love shields, and this is a really good one. I like browns and stuff, and weirdly, the brown, white, red, gold actually works. Like, this doesn't look bad. Cool hair, right? Cool necklace. Oh, not necklace. Earrings, not too much. And it goes with the gold throughout. This is a good stage. It's just kind of nice fantasy lady, right? You can see this in an anime. Now, chat, I might get some hate for this, but if we're talking about overall aesthetic, I do have to mention this. All right. So, and I'm not hating, because some people in real life, you know, they got booba like this, but I've never thought the like really ginormous bazongas look that great. I'm just gonna say it. I'm gonna get some hate for that. It is what it is. But when we're talking about anime designs, when you go with the crazy big cleavage, it's not the little much, right? I'm not saying it looks awful, doesn't ruin the design. Lots of people in real life have abnormally large boobs. That does happen, right? I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, right? It's just not the best design I've ever seen, okay? Right? There's a little too much booba, all right? That's just what I'm saying. You know, a lot of people like it. That's fine, right? It's just very subjective, but it's a little much. It's a little much. I'm not saying it's a lot. I'm not saying it's way too much. I'm just saying it's slightly too much, okay? But I do like the browns and the shield and all that. The red skirt's fine. Add some color, you know, matches the hair. Looks way better with the skirt than without. It's not even close. The only negative I have here, because this is just a good look. The only negative I have here is the sleeves. I don't like the kind of rich, poofy sleeves. And everything else is like warrior lady, right, and all that. And then you randomly have like these like really fancy sleeves. I don't really like that. I'm not normally big on these like, you know, poofy sleeves. It's just not my cup of tea. They're not that poofy though. They're not that out of place. So it's okay. And like the gold lining is cool and all that. So it's fine, right? So yeah, Bodoka's got good drip. Okay, then stage 3. Now some people really like this one. I'm kind of on it because the shield's too fancy now. That's too much for me. I do like the blue jewel. That's kind of cool, but it doesn't match the red throughout, so that's actually kind of stupid. But like this sword on its own, if it was just the sword, I like better with the blue. But matching her, it's stupid, right? I mean, what the fuck? She's got red everywhere, and suddenly we changed this to blue instead of red. I don't even get it. The fluff here's all right. Balances out the sleeves a lot better. The brooch is cool. The crown is all right. It's not like too big or too small, so it's all right. But the whole crown on the battlefield look's not my favorite. I actually think the cape would look better if it was just pure white. I really do. I think that we've hit maybe slightly too much red here. I think just a pure white cape would look really sleek. Kind of like Lion King's enemy sprite. I think that would look pretty good. But you're like the flowing hair now. I don't like it as much, but it's fine. It looks kind of cool with the cape. But I like the other hair better. I like the other shield better. But it's still good. The only thing is like it's getting a little fancy, but it's still kind of scrappy with like the kind of very normal boots and like the straps here and stuff. It's kind of weird that we're really fancy up here. I think like the boots and all that work better with the stage 2. It's more cohesive. So stage 2 wins for me, hands down. I don't hate stage 3 though. It's not awful or anything, but stage 2 definitely wins. And like this one, it looked kind of like the designers are trying too hard to show off skin without it like really fitting the rest of the design and stuff. You know, there's some revealing designs that work fine, but I don't think that's it. All right, we'll go. It's at least B+, but it might make it into A. I mean, it's a pretty nice design. Yeah, I think it makes it into A. Maybe not like crazy high into A, but yeah, I think it does. Like, it's, you know, it's basic, but I like basic, and it's good colors, cool sword, cool shield, right? And you know, cool eye color with the hair, pretty unique. The chariot, I don't know if we include the chariot. That's not really the same. I mean, is it a mount, chat? Does it have a horse? Can't remember. I don't think it has a horse. I think it's like magical, and it like carries itself. Oh fuck, it has a horse. No, it counts. Now obviously in context this is so bad because she never moves and it just looks ridiculous. But like with her having a ride, I don't know, the chariot's too fancy. I don't really like the chariot. The horses are fine. They match her colors. They look well enough with like being basic but not too basic and that kind of thing. Like the horses are cool. I don't actually like the chariot though. I really don't. I don't like the chariot. If this feels like it should go with stage 3 only, but they were lazy and they use it for stage 1, 2, and 3, and so it mismatches with 2. Because that's what her shield looks like in stage 3. It looks like they literally designed this for stage 3, and they just could not be bothered to make other designs for the other stages. So it doesn't really help much, I have to say. It's not great. That's normally the mounts and the stuff helps a unit out. That did not really help. We normally say we'll just give them their best chance, right? And I'd say her best chance is without it, actually. That is a really cool shield, though. My God. Yeah, there's the two swords you can see. Oh, the hilt changes too. Yeah, this sword fits the character way better, but the other sword looks better on its own. Oh God, her old sprite. Oh Jesus. We will go. Where does it land in here? Maybe like right here. I think not quite enough to overcome Robin Hood, but very solid A. That's a pretty good performance for her. Not bad at all. Wait, is Boudica and Goblin Slayer? I don't even know. Where are we at? We are at... We already did Blackbeard. I gotta remove the excess. Oh no, I knew this day would come. Oh no. Okay, so I remember when I first got into FGO and I didn't know anything about Ushi's character. I refused to level her. I hated her design so much. And then I eventually leveled her just because I like learned about her character, and her character's not so bad. And then, oh my God, I needed a single target rider, so then you know, there's that. But this design sucks. I mean, holy shit. Okay, I don't even know where to start with this. So stage 1, it's like she's barely wearing anything, and then what's there doesn't look even remotely designed. It looks like it went through a blender. But then she has massive sleeves for some reason. And like the sleeves look really dumb anyway. So you have these like massive fucking sleeves, and then she's barely wearing anything, and then she's got like these like fucking socks. Right? So it's like this like old school traditional Japanese look, but then unbelievably skimpy. And then these fucking socks, man. And yeah, I know the context of Tengu. That doesn't mean it looks good. These shoes look fucking stupid, right? It might fit a Tengu kind of thing, but Tengus look stupid. So this does not help you any. It's like, great. Yeah, the colors suck. The fucking blue, white, gold, red, different blue. And then a little bit of brown. And all, this is dumb. I mean, this is just dumb. I mean, I hate these socks. I hate these shoes. The fucking ribbon right there looks terrible, by the way. The like panty shot is dumb. The colors are all over the place. This literally just looks like it's supposed to have other bits to it, and it's just missing. Right? Like, just bad. And then stage 2... I mean, like, you're just adding more colors. Now we've got purple in here. So now we've got red, blue, other blue, purple, gold, the dark hair, and then this is, like, baggy, and it looks stupid, right? This didn't really help any. The sleeve is way better, right? Like, the sleeve is better than that giant, like, sheet, right? Although we have one sheet and then one this. I mean, Ushi, why are you like this? Let's just get to the point. You know, Ushi's always like this. Her costume's like this. All of her other versions are like this. What is wrong with you? Why do you have two different sleeves? Why do you have one glove and then no glove? Why do you have white and then purple and then all these other colors? Like why are you like this? Like, you know this is an Ushi thing because they do it in every version of Ushi. She's always fucking like this. Yeah, I think it's just Ushi has terrible taste. Okay, this one is like kind of better, but it's also worse, right? So the socks being black are so much better. That's God, that's a huge. And now she has two gloves. That helps. The sleeves match. The black is nice, and you can get away with the giant sleeves because you have the giant legs. But this still looks stupid though, because you still just randomly are missing your shirt for some fucking reason. So all the like heavy armor looks dumb when you've got all these like. I mean, look at her shins, dude. You have these giant baggy pants, but they're not even filled out pants. There's like holes in them, right? Like all this air in there, right? And then they're just super wide, and then they get incredibly thin down here. That looks so stupid. Like, holy shit, nice chicken legs. The colors are better. They're still like all over the place, but they're definitely better. Because it gets rid of the light blue, and you just have the dark blue now, and you already had red, and there's just more red now. So the colors are just flat out better. More things match. It's less chaotic. I mean, this is definitely the best stage, but it still looks dumb as shit. I mean, if I saw this with no context, I'm just like, okay, this is like a hentai samurai. And it's like, but it's like no taste. Like, the reason that's an insult, it's not like, again, it's not like sexuality or anything like that is bad, but a lot of like, you know, stripper looks or hentai looks or whatever are lazy, right? They're relying on the sex appeal, and they're not putting a lot of effort into the actual aesthetic. And that's what this looks like, right? There's just so little effort It just looks bad, dude. This just looks stupid. Again, too many colors, too big sleeves, terrible pants, dumb shoes. At least the colors are somewhat salvaged in this stage. This whole mid thing does not work. It just looks like you're, and like this bit right here with the pants, it just looks like someone took scissors to it. Don't like it at all. So, all pretty negative here. This is better. It still has a lot of problems though, because we got like dark red, light red, blue, green, gold, purple, white, different purple, gray? Like, where the fuck do you get off adding gray to this? Like, I mean, what the fuck? And you can't tell me this doesn't look like a Frankenstein dress. Right? At least it looks like more designed, but it looks like you designed it to look dumb. That's what this looks like. It's a more like cohesive look, but it's a cohesive look of stupid. You decided to put like a dress on a dress on a dress on a dress. Like, it's just like patches everywhere. Yeah, it's a patchwork dress, right? Why? Like, literally why? And even up here, you got this one giant sleeve and then no sleeve at all on the other side. What? And then this looks really aristocratic or something in here, right? Like the frilly noble stuff, but then giant sleeve, and then like, what? Like, it's better, but it's certainly not good. I'll put it that way. And like, these shoes look less dumb, but they still look pretty dumb. They're just giant like clodhoppers. And yeah, the colors aren't there. The dress is like way too big to match how everything else looks. And I don't like, this is like Semiramis stuff, right? I mean, Semiramis basically had this design, but it was up here. The skirt was like up here like that for some fucking reason, which looked ridiculous. But it still looks dumb. It's like dress on a dress and then with patchwork stuff. So it's two dresses. Like, why? Literally, why? The katana's better. Like, I like the normal sheath way better than like the raccoon tail. And then the green unironically looks good. Actually, the green black looks really nice. I wish there was more of that throughout the outfit, because like green on black like that looks really, really good. Where like the green is like rare, but like the highlight. Like if they had like this green design here, but then it was surrounded by like this black and stuff, and just less colors, this would look a lot better, right? But I mean, it's okay. I don't think it's good. If I was rating regular Ushi, it'd be pretty bad, but we'll give her best chance, which is definitely her costume. Assuming it's in here. I think we've got a lot of the costumes in here. Let me check. Can, are you in here? We have Ushi's costume in here. Oh, yeah, there it is. I will give that... The costume, I think, can make it to C+. Not like high C+. Yeah, I'd say around here. I mean, I don't even know if it's even that high. Okay, I tell you what, I like these designs more than that one. Yeah, that's about right. No, I think like that. He's saved by the hat, but the colors are still terrible. Yeah, I think that's about right. Yeah, she has a horse, but they never use it, and it's literally just a white horse with like a really basic saddle, which fits, you know, what they're doing, what they're going for, but doesn't really help much with the drip. All right, who's next? Alexander Mini. Oh, fuck. I forgot to grab his pictures. I've got Demeter's pictures ready, but I don't have his pictures. We'll have to find him on the wiki. That sucks. I wasn't as ready for this today because I was focusing on the anniversary stuff. Okay. I really don't like it. I don't really like the kid designs ever. You know, kids are just a bad look. Kids are not cool. I don't like the midriff. It's not happening. The colors are fine. I mean, this is basically Faker, but on a boy. Right? That's what this is. Literally like Faker's get up, but on a boy. You could say it the other way around. Which, it's not better by it being on a young boy. That doesn't help at all. The colors are okay. It's a kind of cool cape, I suppose. The sword's better than Faker's, I'll say that. But kids are not cool, and that's a big part of the aesthetic. The colors are fine, though. I have no problem with the colors whatsoever. But yeah, kids aren't cool. The sandals are kind of dumb. We'll go... Probably, like right there. Horse, hold on, do they have his horse? That probably does help. That does indeed help. That is a, you know, it's very simple, a horse design, but it's very, you know, cool. Just badass black horse. You know, he looks like he's, you know, he's seen some shit. Yellow eyes are cool. Yeah, the horse does help a bit. Like right there, maybe even there. Gorgon's pretty lame, to be honest. Actually beats that. His Rice Man's colors are so bad. Rice Man as a character is cool, but his drip is so fucking bad. Yeah, okay, I'll put it right there. Actually beats Carmella too. Carmella is just a joke. Fucking giant. The nails look dumb. The sleeves look dumb. We'll go right there. All right, yeah, the yellow eyes were cool. Actually, no, the horse really did help. Yeah, wow, that horse helped so much. That's crazy. Okay. Not a lot to say about that one, though. Kids aren't cool. What are you gonna do? That one is almost like the horse is like the mentor of the kid at that point. Let's see. Oh, boy. Antoinette. So I'm just gonna say it. The oversized hat doesn't look good. This is just, it's way too much. The rest of it's fine, honestly. Like, she's kind of heavy on the hair. The twirl thing, I'm not really crazy about. Like, the candy flowers in the hair, I'm not really crazy about. The colors are fine. The sleeves are too much. The gloves are fine. The boots are fine. The whole like cream kind of gray colors, it's not a problem. I don't mind that. Is that better though than the other stage? I mean, the hat is just really silly. I do not like the hat. Like, it's just way too much. It's just, that's way too big. Class, what class was Antoinette Alter? Because if she was Avenger, we forgot to rate her. But I can't remember if she was a writer or if they gave her no class or what, because we could do, fuck, we should have already done her then. I'll save that for next time then. Well, we do ones that we forgot from time to time. We'll save that for next time. Yeah, shit, because yeah, we already did Avenger. Whoops. Unironically, her Riding Hood, Little Red Riding Hood look is better. I don't know if we count that because we generally only count it if they have the costume. That's how we've been doing it. So she does not have the costume. Oh, that's funny. They put Antoinette Alter on here. But yeah, this is actually way better. I mean, this classical Red Riding Hood look, you know, that's fine though. This is way better. But she doesn't actually have it as a skin right now, so I don't think we'll rate that. And this is technically a different NPC entirely, so we'll get to that later. But yeah, it really just boils down to, I don't like the hat. I don't like the things in the hair. I really don't like that. I don't know. Do I like this stage more than... I don't like the colors. I really do not like the colors more. Like the stage 3 has the best colors, but the hair looks pretty stupid in stage 3. Red Gas, thank you for the 62 month. Why no costume yet? Because the Anniversary 8 represents the mindset of how they developed this game. That's actually the reason. It's stage 1 or 3, I think. I guess I'll give it to stage 1. Raw Kane, thank you for the sub. And I ignored some subs earlier because I was in rant mode. Who were they? Shit, I can't find them. I had some subs earlier. Oh, Chaotic Owl and Codmaster. Guys, thank you so much for the subs. And Chaotic Owl said this Annie is trash. Agreed. Low expectations couldn't be met. Yep. Yeah, sorry I didn't acknowledge those earlier, but I was wanting to focus on the actual stream there. But thank you guys so much for the subs. Like, seriously, huge like impact on my life, just streaming and all that. Anyway, yeah, stage 1's the cleanest. Stage 3's got a lot of extra like chaotic bullshit. I don't like all this extra stuff on the sleeve. I don't like the things in the hair. I do like the colors, because like the boots sync up a lot better in stage 3. Or in stage 1 they don't, but stage 1 looks a lot cleaner. Like, honestly, stage 3 looks like you had this outfit and you threw a bunch of trash in it. Like that's just straight up what it looks like. You have this like clean design, and then you just added like kids threw candy at her, right? It just like slapped in there, and there's like all this extra weird stuff. Yeah, stage 1 just looks the best. However, it doesn't look good because like she's got like these really thin shoulders and all that, you know, skinny girl, and then she's got this giant fucking hat. I'm not crazy about that. You know, there's nothing wrong with the outfit. And the colors are a little whack. I don't really get the hip things. That's a little strange. But, I mean, let's just be honest. It's girl with bad hat. That's what this is. Nothing really balances it out. You know, you got cool boots, I guess, but that doesn't really fix the problem. We'll go... Probably just C. I mean, the hat's pretty negative. Does that horse count? Because it's not like a full-on mount. It's literally just in the NP, but because like Boudica has in the extra attack and stuff, as do all the other units. All right, chat wants the horse. This does help. This really does help. You know, Crystal Horse is pretty cool. So now it's like girl with bad hat, but it has magical horse. Yeah, that works. Yeah, that does help. Let's see. Where did I place her? So I was gonna put her like in here somewhere, but I think the horse will elevate that a decent bit. The Crystal Horse is actually pretty awesome, actually. Like right there. Maybe right there. Not bad, all things considered. Certainly not a servant after my own heart, though, so not like anything too crazy. All right, Martha. I don't know if this is gonna do well. She's got some Ushi vibes going on here. The wiki is such a mess. All right, so one thing I already know, because I've thought about this before. See, this is more color coordinated, but the extra bits on this look a lot better. So I hate the blue, this like baby blue on like the legs and the shoulder here mixed in with the white red, and like just go white red, like seriously, like the extra like seaweed green and like gold and then pink and then purple and then the baby blue. It's just Ushi crap. Right now the outfit's less chaotic, right? But like these colors suck. I hate the green on this. I love the color green, but this is so bad. So fuck. I mean, these colors are like D tier, maybe even D minus. I absolutely hate them. Now in stage 2, this bit up top looks awesome. I wish the whole outfit was like going with this vibe, right? But these still, like, it looks better. This looks less shit, but it still looks bad because of these blue leggings. If these were red, it would look way better. Make these red and then get rid this fucking shit, right? Make these red or black or gray or, you know, whatever. But the random green on here is so bad. Now, the armored stuff looks way better than the sandals. I don't really like sandals. Sandals are weak. And like her first stage is just like sandals, and with all the other garbage here, that it's not good. Where the armored bits look cooler, and it matches the stuff up here, right? Give it a little like metal in there is nice. But yeah, these blue leggings still suck so much ass, and the green right here is terrible. Now, and in stage 3, they fuck up and they get rid of a lot of the cool bits. I mean, it's still all right. That's not as bad. I thought they got rid of it entirely. They actually don't. But they got the red right. So this is on colors. This is the best by far. But they still didn't fix it. Like they still have this fucking green shit down here, and the extra fancy stuff on the boots I don't like. That's the last thing we needed. They made the staff look better. It was like it had pink and green and shit in there before. Now it's just purple with like the silver and red that matches. So the staff looks way better. The red leggings look way better. Not quite as cool up here, but still fine. But I think they got rid of the skirt or something. Yeah, they got rid of some of the drip in here. I mean, it probably looks better with the drip, but it's not that bad. Not that big of a deal. I don't like the colors as much though. The colors are definitely better in this one. But stage 3 is the best because this staff looks unbelievably stupid and the blue looks unbelievably stupid, and this just gets rid of that, and that's more important. This is a much cleaner look, but it's still a little chaotic. The boots are still pretty bad. The color, like the metal's cool and all, but the colors are really, really bad. So I don't like it that much. You know, I like the idea, like with this bit in here. This looks really cool. If there was more of that, I would like it. The gloves are cool, but yeah, it's kind of chaotic in the middle. It's not really. It's just really random. It doesn't really come together. But yeah, the boots look kind of whack with the extra gold embroidery and the green and stuff. Not really big on that. But stage 3 is still probably the best because, again, the blue leggings are just so out of place. I guess we do have to count. I guess this is only fair, chat. So it's like now lady with dragon. Now they don't really have a picture with her stage 3, but that's fine. I mean, it's pretty cool looking. So it's kind of like, you know, church lady, and for some reason she's got a dragon, right? Obviously in context it makes sense, but it's a good design. It's kind of like a war turtle lizard mixed with a dragon. It's a very different dragon design, but I don't mind it. I don't mind like the war tortoise kind of look, kind of big boy, you know, lizard look. It's fine. And the kind of contrast of nice church lady with mean turtle dragon thing, that's a good look. Does his colors and stuff change at all, or does he look like that no matter what? Because they're only showing it with stage 1. I don't think his design changes no matter what. The only thing I don't like is maybe a little too much with the colors, like with the yellow, right? Because we got like burgundy, different burgundy, purple, gold, blue, black. Yeah, this is like some chimera shit. I think it's a little much with the different colors. It's a squirrel, yeah, clearly. But it's not the worst I've seen for like multicolor spam. They're still keeping it kind of earth colors and stuff, like a bit darker, like the darker red and purple. But it's still good. It's a good, cool design. I like the legs, the multi legs, the big tail, you know, kind of like spiky turtle look. I don't mind that. I mean, she's mostly just held back by her terrible shoes. And then a little blendery in the middle. But the rest of it's fine. Yeah, I'll give it a B. I still like the top half enough with the dragon. Without the dragon, though, I think it'd be like C+. But I think she makes it into B just because I really do like the armored gauntlets and this thing here and the red. Like the red and the red gloves is all really nice. But the boots suck. A little too blendery in here. But yeah, I mean, cool hair and all that. It's all right. I don't know. Maybe I think C+ is still. I think B is still too. Well, little too generous there. Yeah, maybe under Blackbeard actually. But the dragon does help. The dragon almost puts it in B, but I think not quite. All right. Drake probably going to do pretty well. I actually think she's hurt by context because she should have just been one of the many female pirates out there instead of gender bending Francis Drake. But the design on its own is fine. I think stage 2 is the best. Stage 3 is just a little too much for me, where it's like coat on a coat on a coat. You know, that's just a little much. It's a cool looking coat, but the double coat thing, I'm just not really big on that. That always looks kind of silly to me. The colors are fine though, man. The coat is a really cool coat. But I think overall stage 2 wins for me just because it's a little bit more clean, I guess, just with the one coat. But I mean, it's Pirate Lady, right? It's Pirate Lady, but honestly less weird than Blackbeard. Blackbeard is kind of wacky with some of the colors and the weird shoes and all that kind of stuff. This really is what you expect out of like a female pirate captain in anime, right? It's pretty classical. And I'm fine with classical designs. They don't bother me. The scar's cool, right? You got the really cool... I love the hat. The hat is incredible, honestly. This hat's so good. It's perfect with the rest of the drip. The, like, missing sleeves works because she's a pirate. It's really obvious that she's a pirate. The gold here looks a little tacky, but, I mean, she's a pirate again, so it kind of works. But, you know, the boots match the black on this and the hat and the sleeves, so that's fine. You know, good old flintlock guns work. Yeah, it's just a good, you know, booba pirate lady, right? But she's not... They're not focusing so much on the booba that they're not doing the proper pirate drip. We've got the proper pirate drip here, right? Like, we've got the... we've got what you want out of a pirate with the cool hat and, like, the bandana and all this stuff and the guns and the boots and all that, right? It's good. I like the red. The red black looks great. I mean, when does red black not look good? You got just a little bit of white in there. It's not too much, though. A little strange of a hair color. I will say that. I'm not normally huge on, like, that kind of... I don't know what shade you call this. You know, it's a little different than, like, some of the other pinks we've seen. But it's fine. I don't hate the hair by any means, but... I think like black hair would have looked better or something like that. You know, it's a little extra because, you know, it's from Freight Extra, spoilers. Yeah, I don't like this one as much because losing the hat is a catastrophe. That's a complete catastrophe. And this sleeveless look I actually think works pretty well because pirate. But yeah, this is so much better. It's good. This is really solid. I really like this design. The hat is so important. We'll have to use the stage 2 picture. I think at least B+. Maybe A, though. I mean, I rather like it. Rate the boat. I don't know if that counts. Chat, I think that's maybe going a little far. I don't know if we can rate the goddamn boat. And her boat's a CGI monstrosity, and it's really hard to even tell what it looks like. Yeah, you could try to envision what it would look like if it was drawn instead of being CGI. But it'd be hard to rate that properly. Also, I don't think they even show it. And yeah, they got like the space cannons and all that. It's kind of weird. I'm not gonna bother with that for now. I do think she gets an A. I would say it's a pretty damn solid one. I'd say like right there. I think it's really good. I mean, I had nothing negative to say about her design at all. I mean, it's just good. Good classical pirate look. Didn't do anything weird. The colors are really nice. I love the hat. Right? It's all good. And nothing bad here. Maybe even higher than... I mean, I feel that's about right. Yeah, I think that's right. It's very good, though. Very, very, very good. All right. Maybe we'll actually have... We haven't been able to rate them because I didn't go and get a proper picture of the other sprites for, like, the other one, because that is part of their drip. And I doubt the wiki has it for them either. We'll see. Although this one's easier. You can see the other design way clearer here. Where, like, getting the stage 3 look for her, or I think it's Reed, is super hard for the other one. So we've got to, like, find a video and take a picture or some crap. Where with this one, it's... Yeah, actually, no, we have both sprites in this one. I don't know why they've got both sprites in this one and not the other one. Oh, God, they need an animation update. But we can actually do their design. All right, what do we got? Okay, so the sword with the wrapping looks terrible. That looks so fucking stupid. The whole, like, kid look I don't like. I'm pretty sure she's just short, but they just very much make her look like a kid. Now we're going bunny for some reason, which is just out of nowhere. I like this look. That's cool. If she was an adult, this would actually look pretty awesome. The sword's kind of dorky. I think it might look better without the red at this point, though. Maybe go, like, brown or something instead, or even white. But I'm not really crazy about the red. You could go blue. Might look better. The bunny look is just so random. Meh. You lose this look. I really like this look with the, like, mask cover thing. That's a lot better. I do like the colors, and black is good. The mouth cover is cool, but it's a kid, and the sword is dumb. And then this is Francis Drake, but so much worse. Chat, this is Francis Drake at home. This is the McDonald's Francis Drake. This is Francis Drake if you had no taste. Right? This is just randomly slapping massive booba on there, having McDonald's colors, and then no awesome hat. Now, the one thing I will give it is the skull Jolly Roger thing here. That's really cool. right? That looks nice. But a little too fancy here with the coat. You can easily pull heels off as a pirate. That's no problem. But what the fuck is this? That's just weird. It's way too much. The no hat is such a negative. Like it's just not as good as Francis Drake. Like just no way, right? Like, and Drake had heels too, but she pulls that off way better. Like this just looks tacky. This looks like a bad Halloween costume. Francis Drake looks like a goddamn pirate. This looks like a bad Halloween costume. That is absolutely the difference here. Yeah, really, the only nice thing I have to say is the skull thing is cool, but it still looks like a Halloween costume the way it's implemented. So not great. The old blunderbuss style guns and stuff look stupid. Not a fan. As a duo, she's probably the better one, even though she's a kid and that's saying something. But the sword is really dorky. It's not great. Honestly, the stage 3 of their archer version is probably going to do better. Or we'll go back and rate them later, though, because I got to try to get a proper picture. But yeah, their stage 3 is probably going to do better. Which I don't... That's not even their stage 3 picture, so I really need to fix that. I may have already moved it down to the bottom, too, so that's going to take a second. But, yeah, this is not great. I don't know if it goes all the way into D. It probably... I don't know. The... Mary Ann... Wait, which one is it? It's... Mary Reed, right? I think Bonnie is the short one and Mary Reed's the big one. I actually forget. But red bad, black nah, but red worse. Bonnie's the big booba. Okay, Mary's short. Okay, well, Mari is better by a lot. If it was Mari alone, it'd be a higher rating, but as a duo, they're being dragged down a bit by Bonnie there. It's almost D tier, but I don't think it's quite that bad. I'll put it right there, but it is pretty bad. If it was just the kiddo, probably be like high C, maybe in C+. It's probably going to be the same thing for their other variant, though. I think it's going to be the exact same situation. Okay. Oh, great. Santa stuff. Christmas things have not done well for us historically. Now, I already know, though, there's something about this that's way better. Where's she at? So, she doesn't have classical Christmas colors, right? She's going with, like, the black or dark purple. That unironically looks better. This sprite is so bad. We're not going to count that. The sprite looks terrible, but that's just old FGO stuff. But the black-white looks way better. However, the very light green with the bow just looks bad. Right? The classical Christmas bow looks bad. Right? So, it'd be better off without that. And it's kind of hard to look cool as a Santa Claus, but then she's got like trying to get like the mean look, right? It's just kind of silly. I mean, I like the colors. I like the colors. Saber Althar's like eyes and hair look cool, right? That's decent drip. But yeah, the bow is just so at odds with everything. And then I don't like the red on the boots. If you got rid of the bow and you got rid of the red on the boots and maybe make the cape look less Christmassy, it actually wouldn't look that bad. I mean, for a Santa, it looks decent, right? Like the colors are fine and like she got the cool eyes and all that, but like that's kind of lost when it's mixed with all the more lighthearted, silly stuff. Where do we rate this? Trying to think of... Okay, the hat looks dumb. How does it compare to, like, this one? Probably better, to be honest. It's about the same, though. Yeah, I'll put them right next to each other, I think. I know these both might be rated a little too high. Probably better. Okay, I'm happy with some of those adjustments there. All right. Oh boy. This isn't always a divisive character. I was gonna say it. I don't really like the trap designs. It's not really my cup of tea. The whole girly dude thing, it's not really my style. And then I just don't really like the way this looks that much anyway. I don't like the hair. Sword's fine. But yeah, I don't like this kind of look. Also just looks very young. It looks like a kid. Not quite as kiddie as some of the other ones, but it looks more like a teenager, I suppose. Wow, how do they not have a animation update for Astolfo yet? Because they're pretty popular. And yeah, their sprite quality is terrible. It's kind of hard to see their drip because of that. I mean, I just don't like this. I just don't like this kind of design. Like, nah. I guess the gauntlets are cool. I'll give it that. The gauntlets are fine. I don't, you know, I just don't like the bows in the hair and all that stuff. It's just not my kind of design. The colors are fine too, though. I will give it that. The colors are fine. I don't have an issue with the colors. And like pink hair on a guy is fine. I don't have a problem with that. But yeah, it's just I don't like the boots. I don't like the just overly like girly guy look. It's just not my shtick. I do like the gloves though, and the colors are fine. That's like the two things I can say nice about it. And the sword's fine too. I mean, it's not the worst thing. Okay, this is just tacky. I hate this crown. I hate this crown. I hate the like really fancy over the top crowns, but then they're tiny. I don't like that at all. The cape's not too bad though. This would look better if it was like this aesthetic all the way through, like proper size crown and all that kind of stuff, and then like more age appropriate. Because like this just looks like someone way too young to be a king or anything like that, trying to pretend they're a king, right? Or like their father died and they got you know, they became royalty too early. That's not a good aesthetic. That's not a good look. That's lame. I don't even care which stage we use. Doesn't really matter. I mean, it's just absolutely not my cup of tea, but it's not like a chaotic mess. It's not like you know, Blender design. It's like better than Ushi without her costume. Not as good as Ushi with the costume, but yeah, it's not like the worst design ever. Let's see here. It's just so not my style. I would put it maybe right there, maybe right there. Yeah, it's not great. It's not great. Okay, yeah, we'll rate them out. That is fair. That's definitely gonna help them. Not that I'm glad for that, but you know, I know how to be fair. The hippogriff is really cool. Like that's a cool mystical creature. That is this is undeniably better. Honestly, if I was rating just the bird would rate way higher than Astolfo. Like, no question. But this is a really, I mean, this is just a really cool mystical creature. You got like the cool like crest shield. That's honestly really badass. Very sharp, not very cartoony. I like that. And I mean, he looks like he's ready to rip someone's head off, right? This is war ready. Infinitely cooler than Astolfo. Not even close. That absolutely does help. Now, it's still going to be a lower rating than the Burb on its own because Astolfo does drag it down. He's not cool enough for his own mount. Yeah, we're not rating the sprite quality. We're rating the designs. The hippogriff combo. I mean, he drags it down a lot. Like, he lowers the rating a lot. But the hippogriff, I think, is enough to get it, like, up here at least. I'd say about there. Maybe there. Yeah, somewhere in there. It does help a good bit. But, yeah, he did drag that down a bit. Alright. Who's next? Oh, it's hard not to be biased against this one, but I'll just rate the style. It's just about the fashion, the drip, the cut of their jib, right? Which one is best? God, she has two this looks terrible. I hate that. One of these two. This just looks stupid. A lot of people like this one the most. I don't know. I'm not crazy about this because it's so light in here and then it's so heavy everywhere else. I don't like the like thigh gap with such fluffy. That's not a good combo. Now the top bit is fine, right? The thing is, it's just really out of place for like, there's things about the character that it's not about knowing who Mev is. It's like she's got a whip and all that, and then it's really weird combo. This is definitely cleaner. I think this is better. I don't think this is amazing, but I think this is better. It looks weird with the fluff, and especially on the legs. It really is the legs. It's still pretty meh though. I mean, it's just like white thing. Like the only thing really nice I have to say is like you've got like the white black with the gloves and the white black on the boots. That's kind of cool. But like the weird like baby crown, not really a fan of that. And like I don't this whole thing is just like whatever. I mean, it's like really frilly and girly, which is not really my style. Don't really like the hair. The whip looks fucking weird as shit. Yeah, the only nice thing I have to say is like the gloves and boots are fine, although I don't like the bow. Like lose the bow. It's honestly kind of weird in context too. Like her design being like so like girly. It's kind of weird. But yeah, the whip looks stupid as shit, honestly. I never really paid attention to that. But, nah, I mean, the colors are fine. It doesn't do anything terrible. You know, I don't, like, see that and I'm like, oh my god, look how stupid this looks. You know, it's not like Ushi. Like, I can easily admit that. You know, Ushi's stage 1, 2, or 3, you know, no costume, looks so much stupider than this. Right, this looks at least designed, for God's sakes. But honestly, when I'm kind of surprised. This is kind of basic for Mev. When I think about it, right? You kind of expect more out of Mev. This is like very normal. The only thing that's not normal is the whip, right? Like this is kind of just short skirt dress thing. I mean, it's very tame. But yeah, I don't really like the kind of just normal vanilla dress thing. And then this just looks weird. Like this honestly just looks weird. I'm not, and like this skirt looks stupid. I don't like the crazy frilly stuff. Yeah, this just looks fucking weird. Yeah, it's just not my style. I mean, again, the colors are fine, I guess. And then this one, again, looks kind of weird. I guess it's more in line for Mev, but again, we're not talking about context. Too much red, though. I think this is just too much red. The hat's kind of nice, I guess. The whip still looks stupid. The skirt still looks stupid. It's just a different color now. But the hat's good. It's just kind of brought down by the rest of it, though. I mean, this just isn't a good look, man. It's just kind of weird. It's like really fancy, but then really dressed down. It's just not a good combo, in my opinion. I just don't like these like really frilly skirts and stuff. Again, though, the hat's good. That's about all I got for it. Honestly, though, that's not really enough. I think like the gloves and boots are better in stage 2. So yeah, I'll give it to stage 2. And then this, I hate this. I'm not even gonna talk about this. It's just not at all a design that I like. Okay, so we'll go with stage 2. If I can find the damn thing. Wait, that's stage 3. I mean, it's nothing special. I think C. Probably, okay, how does it compare to just literal village girl A and B? Probably worse, honestly. Probably like, right there. It's better than like the kids and stuff. But, this should be higher. Yes, I definitely like that more than that. Yeah, that should definitely be higher than that. Yeah, I had that way too low. I mean, the colors are better, but it's a kid. And then she got some of the weird drip on Uriel I'm not crazy about. And like I don't like the dress either. This is probably better though. It's because of the colors, although the dress looks so fucking stupid on that one. Yeah, that's about right. Something like that. All right. Oh God, we have another Carmella coming up. Alexander the Great, or Iskandar, how they put it. Obviously looks way better as an adult and then doesn't have the weird midriff nonsense. Awesome horse. Fucking god tier with the horse. The horse looks the best in stage 3. I like his look the best in stage 2 though. If only we could combine these. I think stage 2 overall is the best. It's not like the horse looks bad in this stage. I mean, this is a Giga Chad horse. Like this is, I mean, look at this. That is a Giga Chad horse. Like those like huge hoofs and stuff look cool. Like he's ready for war. The only thing I don't like about Iskandar's design is I don't like the sandals. The sandals are kind of lame. But like the fur bracers are cool. The brown, you know, earth colors is fine. The hint of yellow in here is not. I don't really like it, but it's not too much. It does look a little McDonald's-y though. And these are a little much, I guess. Not sure about that. Maybe take these things off and keep the red strap. Be all right. And then kind of red then blue. That's kind of what the fuck. But you know, he's a big boy, right? Like obviously, I like my big Giga Chad looking guys. I like the hair and whatnot. Oh, yeah, another thing about Maeve is the hair color is kind of weird. Not like crazy about that, but yeah, I mean, I like the cut of his jib. The armor is nothing fancy or anything, but it's fine. The sandals are a bit weak though, but I think it's compensated by how awesome this horse is, and he pulls off the cape look just fine. But it's without the context of how awesome Iskandar is, it's not like blowing me out of the water or anything. But you know, it's a cool dude with some normal drip on a really cool horse, right? That's fine, right? Like this is, and I love the beard. I do love the beard. The beard looks super cool. He's got a unique face, like he's been hitting that face with a sledgehammer. But I mean, I don't hate that look. It's fine. Yeah, I mean, I like it. But it's not gonna be, you know, S tier or anything. But yeah, he does look like he got hit in the face. Been in one too many wars on that one. We'll probably B+. Yeah, I'm thinking B+. Maybe does he? I don't know if he beats the Space Emperor look. That was a really. Yeah, honestly, I like this guy more, pure aesthetic wise. Yeah, I'd say about right there. Like, you know, he's a cool looking guy, really cool beard and all that, but his drip is not maybe living up to the horse and all that kind of stuff, and his physique, if you will. All right. Rider Kentoki. Let's see how he does in comparison to Berserker Kentoki. All right, so this is just way better. Where Kentoki looked like a spoiled, like rich guy with no taste, with really tacky hair and all this. This looks like a badass Yakuza or something, right? This looks like a motorcycle gang leader, right? This is so much better. The haircut is a billion times better. It's not even close. The sunglasses look really cool with the hair. And then the like just biker gang look is a lot better than like the rich whatever the fuck look of Berserker Kentoki. This is not even close, right? Like this is really good. Now it's a little weird having like a motorcycle engine on your belt, right, and all that, but it works. You can really tell this guy's a biker without the actual motorcycle. Wait, does that count as a mount, chat? Wait a minute, chat. Do we count, if we're counting horses, do we count the chopper? I say yes. I would say yes. I think that's only fair. You know, that is part of the look. The shoes are a little cartoony with them being like so rounded there and all that. I think the spurs are okay, but like them being so rounded and stuff, they're not awful. I'm not like, oh my god, these kicks are terrible, but they're not great either, right? There's certainly been better shoes throughout this list. But the lightning on the pants is cool. The yellow with the black. I mean, the colors are great. I fucking love this like black jacket and all that. The fur is not too much. I think it's just enough like fancy. It looked probably just as good without it though, but it works. I mean, everything is fine here. Even the motorcycle belt, I think, is okay. Maybe too many zippers here. That might be the one thing that might be going a little over the top. But awesome, awesome hair. I just love like the sharp design of that character, right? In Kentucky. With the hair, just works so good. All right, do we get a sprite with the motorcycle? We do, but not with him on it. Not my favorite kind of motorcycle. Like even in real life, this kind of style, like the engine like that with the round and all that. Funnily enough, my father had a motorcycle like that. It wasn't like the longer type, but he had that kind of style. I mean, it's okay. It's definitely not the best motorcycle I've ever seen. It's probably the best in the game because there's no other motorcycles in the game. But out of like, there's a lot of real life motorcycle designs that look a lot better than this. I would say I don't like the ones that are like lower to the ground like that. The stacks on the back, they're kind of mid. The teddy bear's fine. That's not a problem. You know, cool engine. I mean, it's a motorcycle. Motorcycles are cool even when they're not like my favorite type of motorcycle, right? And this still looks really cool, right? And obviously it matches the colors and the lightning bolt. The lightning bolt is awesome. This would not look as good without it. That's a good touch. And it matches the lightning bolt on his pants and stuff. So, I mean, it's cool, right? And in context, it totally works. And I don't mean in context about knowing Kentucky. I mean in context with the outfit. And stuff. So, yeah, I mean, it's good. Kentucky looking pretty badass. One of the only things I can see here that I'm not really crazy about is the red. I think this should just be black. I don't really like the red there. That's like the only negative, though. But everything else is pretty good. The shoes are not as good as they could be, but they're fine. But I like the jacket. I like the belt and the shoulder thing even. That's fine. And the cool gloves and the awesome hair and the sunglasses. It's all good. This is very, very positive. It's B+ at least. Not sure it quite makes it into A. But it's pretty cool. I mean, that's some badass looking hair. I think right there. I think right there. I don't think it's quite enough to overcome these two, but it's very good. Is the mech amount? I think the bike is enough. I think the bike is enough, chat. I don't know. We have been rating a lot of mechs though along the way. I mean, it's not. This wouldn't really help his standing much. This is not one of my favorite mech designs they've had. Don't like the legs. Don't like the colors. The samurai mask thing is pretty cool though. I don't think this would really help him that much anyway. I like this more, for context though, I like this more than the mech design of the city girl, right? It's better than that one. It's not as... Who other's mechs have we had? I know we've had some other ones. We have a lot of the mechs we have not done yet though, because I can think of a bunch, but we haven't rated them yet. Now we haven't done... Oh yeah. I don't like it as much as the... I don't remember the mech's name, because it's got its own name. It's like its own thing that he can summon. Where is he? Good pretty boy K-pop guy. Probably like in C or C+, I would think. Yeah, there he is. Yeah, I don't like the mech as much as his mech. Like his mech is better. But this is better than City Girl for sure. But it's really the colors that I'm not digging. There's the other version. I like that better, like where it's like the less bright, like more shadowy. But I think it's just obscured. I don't think it's actually different colors. But that does look cooler. All right. Ozzy. Now, I love Ozzy as a character. I don't know about his drip, though. So, his hair is really cool either way. Like, literally, it's really cool hair either way. Like, I don't have a strong opinion between these two. I will say this, though. I don't like the extra blue fancy bits. So, I probably like this better. It's a bit cleaner looking. I don't like the sandals. I don't know. I mean, he's got, you know, cool hair. He's got a good physique. He can pull off the shirtless look fine. It's not, maybe a little tacky though if you have shirtless with cape. You know, I don't know about that. I will say guys have an easier time doing this because with the ladies, with games like this, you obviously can't go shirtless. So they go like bikini, and so then they mix like bikini with other things that don't look good with a bikini, and it looks really dumb, right? That happens a lot with female designs. Guys don't generally have to worry about that. So, but I don't know about the cape. Yeah, I don't know about the cape mixed with the shirtless look. It's not the best. The sandals are lame. I don't know about this blue-yellow thing. I know it's like an Egyptian thing, but that doesn't mean it looks good. I don't really like that. It's kind of like the whole blue-gold look. I'm not really crazy about anyway. I like the brown though. I like the onk and all that. I do not like the holes in the pants. I mean, really, I don't like Ozzy's drip that much. I like the gauntlets and the gloves. I like the hair and stuff. The earrings are fine. But honestly, everything else I don't like. I really, it's not great. I mean, the pants look pretty terrible. Stage 1. So now we don't have the cape. I mean, it balances out the pants better, but it doesn't make the pants look good. I do think stage 1 is probably my favorite though. I do think it's the best. But it's still not great. I mean, you still got the sandals. You don't have the gloves anymore. I don't like that. I liked it better with the gloves. Especially with him having this like skin tight shirt thing now. I think it would look really a lot better with the gloves. It's really weird that they did that. But this is probably my favorite. The hair's still good, but I don't like the colors. I don't like this belt thing. These kind of weird things on the side is too much. I would prefer, you know, maybe a little bit more classical look. I mean, I don't hate it. I don't look at it and like hate it, but if I'm really fair about it, there's just not much there that I actually like. I really don't like the colors. I don't like the staff. I don't like the sandals. And the belt thing I don't like. I don't like the colors on the skirt. I really do not like the colors on the skirt. It really is just carried by his own physique and his hair and stuff. And like it's meh. And I remember when I saw the design before I knew anything about the character, I just didn't really care for it. I like Ozzy as a character to death, but I'd say it's fairly neutral because he does have, like with Ku and stuff, he does have the good hair and all that. It's probably better than Ku because they both have good hair, they both have cool eyes and all that kind of stuff. Where Ku's got the rubber man look, which is not great. Although he's got the really lame pants, he's got the, you know what? Hold on. Ku might actually win this. Because Ku's got the better shoes. And he's got like the God damn it, game. How is that the one you give me? Are you kidding me? Fucking ridiculous. Anyway, because Ku's got like, at least the shoulder pads are cool. And like the, more normal, like knight almost boots are fine. But like the wire stuff is really stupid. The wire stuff is stupid. This much blue on like a skin tight suit is too much. Yeah, it's not great. But he's got the cool earrings. I'm gonna give it to Ku. I swear to God, I'm not just saying that because I like Ku a lot. I actually do like his hair more. I like his earrings more. I like his shoes more. I like the shoulder stuff more. Now, everything else is worse. I definitely admit that. Like, the wire stuff is really bad. This whole rubber man look is really bad. And blue is just such a bad color for, like, the skin tight thing. Right? Where, like, Scath's got, like, the black. That's much better. Like, darker colors work a lot. If this was black or dark gray, this would actually be fine. It wouldn't be amazing, but it'd be fine. I'd rate it a good bit higher. But the blue does not work, man. It's tacky. It's absolutely tacky. This is better, though, than Ozzy. Like, I do like his hair a bit more and his earrings a bit more and that kind of thing. What about Beowulf? So, Beowulf, I like the cut of his jib a bit better. And I don't, you know... Ozzy's got a good look about him, but I like Beowulf's more. He just looks like a goddamn Chad. But he's got, like, the really lame pants and no shoes at all, and the fucking arms being chained together is lame. I think Beowulf still wins though, just because Beowulf's got the cool like goatee, awesome hair, scars, ready to murder somebody. I really like that look. Okay, then we've got like Sith Lord cosplay that her parents made for her. I think Ozzy beats that, but not even by that much though, to be honest. Like, Ozzy does not have the best look I've ever seen. Because like I love Ku and Beowulf, but their looks are still very, very flawed, for sure. Yeah, I don't like sandals, but I don't like the barefoot thing either on Beowulf. If anything, Ozzy wins that one. It's just Beowulf's got such a cool look about him that it compensates enough to do the whole stupid barefoot look thing. But yeah, the sandals did not help Ozzy out. Oh boy, I don't think this is gonna do that well. Mordred doesn't look as good without the armor. And the armor gives her like this cool juggernaut bulky look. And then she looks like a goddamn twig in the summer getup. I mean, cool hair. I'll give her that. Okay, good jacket. Stage 3 helps a lot. That's a cool jacket. I can give it that. But she's got the sandals again. Some of this is just the old sprite, though. It doesn't look as dumb, I think, if she had an up-to-date sprite. But, oh my god. What are we doing here, Wiki? But yeah, very good jacket, but everything else is just kind of bland. You know, I don't really hype swimsuits at all. They kind of just exist. But cool hair. The surfboard's kind of out of place. I know it's supposed to be, but like, if I was gonna rate this, I'd just be like, why is these colors? Like, why is this gold and blue and all fancy looking? That doesn't go with the rest of the look at all. Yeah, I mean, it's good hair, good jacket. Tan is take it or leave it. I don't really have much of an opinion, but okay, not that one. This one's terrible, but no, stage 3 is the best. The jacket is a big improvement. But yeah, I'm not really big on swimsuits. Not really my sought after style here. I need stage 3. There it is. Probably better than Calamity Jane, I'll say that. The jacket's enough to beat a lot of this stuff. It doesn't beat these two. Don't think it beats that one. Probably like right there, I'd say. Nothing amazing, nothing terrible either. Fairly forgettable rating. Oh no. Rex is gonna hate me. Not too big on this. I was not kind to the last like Mayan Aztec look with all the wacky colors and stuff. Kind of tribal look is just not my shtick. So this is better in some areas, but I don't like the blue cape. Don't like the sandals. Like, this is probably the best one. I don't mind the shield, to be honest. I don't like the blue rim and then the red rim, though. I don't like that. But the inner part of the shield's fine. But yeah, the red rim, blue rim, I don't like that. Sword's okay. Like rock sword. I mean, it's not as bad as I thought. It's better than City Girl, I think. I don't like the sandals, though. Sandals are dumb. But yeah, honestly, this isn't nearly as bad as I thought it would be. The side thing on the headdress is way too much. The top one's fine. I'm not really crazy about the squiggly hair. I don't really like the thing in the chin. I don't know, it's green. It's not too bad. But the shield would be so much better without this rim. That rim just looks so bad. Yeah, I just don't like the sandals. I mean, the rock sword's alright. Yeah, it's, you know, Aztec, Mayan kind of look. Very bright, very vibrant. A bit much for me. But yeah, it doesn't look too bad, actually. Like, I kind of like this thing. It's kind of cool. That the side thing coming out is the only thing I don't like. Green eyes are good. I don't have a lot to say about it. It's just, yeah, very like tribal tunic, skirt thing. It's fine. It's alright. So we're going to stage 2, but I'll just use stage 1 art. Doesn't really make a difference. It's better than I thought. I'd say about right there. Pretty solid in C+. This is really not that bad. Rate the ride. That's probably fair. That's probably going to help it a bit. I was about to demote her a little bit though. I think I was going a little generous there, but with the ride, she might stay about the same or even go up. We'll see. I mean, that's badass. I like dinosaurs. The war paint is actually pretty awesome. Look at this cool, like, mohawk almost look with the vibrant colors. I like that a lot, honestly. This looks great. I really just like dinosaurs and like pterodactyls and stuff. Yeah, he looks awesome. I dig it. I like the big beak. Nice, big wingspan. Yeah, and, he can pull the vibrant colors off, I think, better than Quetz can even. Yeah, that's enough to, I'd say get up here, actually. Maybe even there. Yeah, it's, you know what, I'll go there. Yeah, pretty solid. That was a big improvement, actually. That's a surprise to me. I did not think she'd be C+. I thought she was gonna be, like, down here. Alright. I need to wrap up because I got to do some real life stuff. I think I will do a bonus stream later tonight though. But I do have to do some real life things. But let's do one more. We'll do one out of order. Let's do Demeter. Wait, why is she not in here? What the? Oh, there she is. Let's do Demeter. Because if we're gonna do one out of order, we should at least get one NPC in here. And she's a popular one. All right, she's got 2 stages. We only have a full body shot of her stage 2 though, which I'm gonna just say it. This headdress thing gets a little dorky. The rest of it still looks fine, but the headdress thing and the back thing being so fancy is a bit too much for me. But we'll have to presume, like, I'm not sure she's got that leg thing in stage 1 because it's trying to be less fancy. So it's really hard to say, but we will presume the rest of the bottom half is the same. There's not like too much is changing here, like with the glove and all that. But the back thing is too much, the headdress is too much, so we'll go with stage 1, but then we'll rate the bottom half with stage 2. Okay, so it's obviously going heavy with the booba design, but I think it works here. There's nothing weird going on. There's not like a bunch of like random bullshit. The green looks awesome. This scythe looks amazing. This is the best scythe in the game. This looks so fucking good. I love the color green, obviously. And green with like bronze, green with gold. It's a great color combo. I just love that color combo. And she's all about that color combo, so it does really good. The gloves are a little bulky for how like everything else is, but they still look cool with like the green and the black. I like that. Energy orb's cool. The hair thing's not too much. It's fine. The hair is maybe a little much, but it's I don't hate it. I don't love it, but I don't hate it. It doesn't take away from the design at all. Cool green necklace, green jewels. Not too fancy though. Not going too overboard here. Discs on the sides. It's fine. Yeah, when I zoom out, it's fine. Okay, so this one's got like the skirt thing, so that is a difference. No, that has a skirt thing too. Okay, so it does, I think, always have the skirt. I don't know if it'd go out like that. Hard to say. Yeah, I don't like the bottom part of the skirt. I'll say that. This part's totally fine, but I don't know how to rate that though, because I'm not sure that's present in stage 1, which is the one we're going with. I don't know. I don't know if this leg thing is present either. Shoes, they're fine. I can't really tell, you know, what they look like really because it's from the front, but they're fine. Good colors, not too fancy. You know, it's got the whole black, green, bronzy, gold look, which they've got throughout. Totally fine. Yeah, this stage I don't like as much though because this headdress is just way too much and this back thing is too much. But yeah, I like it. These are great colors. Love the scythe. The gloves are kind of cool, even though they're a little big. I really don't, if the skirt does that big flare thing, I don't like that, but the shoes are fine. The colors are great. Love all these jewels everywhere. The earrings are fine, maybe a little big, but yeah, they're fine. It's good. I mean, I like it. The green carries this a lot. I'm a huge fan of the color green, and then it's mixed with this bronzy gold stuff, and I just fucking love that. And yeah, it's still pretty classical with like the Greek look with like the kind of tunic skirt thing. Obviously they're going kind of skimpy with it, but it's fine. I think it works. It doesn't look like a stripper look like we've got with some of the other ones, right? It looks designed. It's totally fine. Yeah, it's good. This is a really good design. I think it's really clean. And then when it's clean and green, that's what I'm talking about. So I'm very, very positive about this. Still not playable, by the way. Yeah, unfortunately they hate us. This is gonna be pretty high, honestly. I like that design more than I even thought. Like, doesn't have weird shoes. right? Doesn't have fucking sandals or... Now, you can't see them exactly, but you can tell they're not shoes like fucking Van Gogh, right? They look pretty normal, and they were good colors, and they matched everything else, so no problem there. The gloves are maybe the only thing that stands out a bit, but the green carries it, so no problem. I think it's an A+, actually. I think this is a very, very good design. It's actually definitely higher than I thought it would be. It's either really high A or A+. I think it's A+ because I just like the color green so much, and it's got so much, and it's using green well. It's not fucking it up. Yeah, I think it's low A+. I think it's barely getting to A+, but yeah, no, that's a really good design. That's certainly better than I thought it was going to be. So Zeus is at the top. Then Demeter's not that far off, though. She's only one tier down. And then, where's Aphrodite? She's down here. Not terrible. She's in, like, neutral, but the other two are way, way positive. So, yeah, she lost pretty hard on that one. Now, we will do Mars, but he doesn't have a defined class yet. So, he's going to be in, like, an NPC general section. So, that's not going to be for a while. That's going to be spicy. I'm really looking forward to that and see how he sizes up to Zeus and Demeter and all that. But all right, that's the list so far. This has been a lot of fun. Writers are doing pretty well so far, I think. Although, I don't know. They've had a lot of... Maybe not. Yeah, they're not really in here. Like, you got Drake, Demeter, and Kentucky doing well. But that's been about it. They're actually hitting they're in the average kind of just whatever a lot. Now that, yeah, they're actually all over like C and C+. So they're not doing as well as I thought. They're not even in B that much. Yeah, actually, I think Riders are doing kind of bad. Right now, like Lancers and Sabers are doing really well. And Rulers are doing pretty good because they're a smaller class, so like less to be spread throughout. But yeah, and we got a Ruler right here. Yeah, Lancers and Sabers are winning pretty hard. And Berserkers are doing okay. And Shimbata, I think, can be a Saber. But yeah, you got Darius in there. But yeah, wow. Yeah, Rider's actually doing pretty bad when I think about it. Shocking Green likes green. Yeah, who'd have thought? Or Green likes Knights. Well, I like Green Knights too, so there we go. Yeah, Boudica did pretty well. I mean, really, Boudica's a good design. Yeah, I'm happy with that placement. I don't think that's wrong. Like, that's a nice... crisp design for her second stage there. But yeah, so far night classes have been doing really well, but there is a lot to go. I mean, holy crap. Now obviously there's like 3 per one. You're only rating one of them, not all 3, so it's not like maybe as many. I think we're over halfway. I think next time, okay, chat, next time we'll finish the Riders and maybe put in one of the smaller extra classes. What do you want? And if they're like, because Beast is really small and Shielder's pretty small, we could do both. Or we could do like, you know, Alter Ego or Foreigner or something. What do you guys want? Because we have to next time we have to finish Rider, right? So we can fit in some more. We got Foreigner, Alter. We already did Ruler. Now we have a few Rulers we missed, so I have to go back and fix that. That is a lot of Foreigners. Chat, you don't know what you're asking for. Chat, you don't know what the can of worms you're opening on that one. Like that, I kind of want to veto that and say Foreigner goes last, because I think that's the right thing to do. You all think it's not, but it is. So I think we're gonna save Foreigner for last. I think I'm gonna be a executive decision. And Foreigner's gonna go last. Tyranny. I mean, you've got like Van Gogh in there, right? There's some stuff. Tyrant. Oh god, the Sonic Canis. I think Alter Ego is the next most, right? So I think we'll go. Alter Ego. Now, it might be a little big though, because we still got a lot of Riders to go. What I might do, I think I'm gonna do Shielder and Beast, chat, unless chat really wants Alter Ego, because that might be a few too many, right? And these are kind of, you know, a very unique like break from like the kind of things we've been rating, so it's kind of nice. Yeah, we can do a poll. If chat really wants Alter Ego, I'll give it to them. Like if it's like a landslide for alter ego, I'll go alter ego. But it'd be kind of fun to get, you know, Shielder done and just see where they land. Yeah, these NPCs don't like fall under a clear class yet, so that's why they're like that. And then there's another one for Masters right here. So that's gonna be a completely separate category. Am I forgetting any Masters? Like, was he? I think he was a servant, right? She's kind of a master, but she's not really. Because you're still the master in OC1, so it's not quite right. But yeah, I'm pretty sure all of these do not have defined classes. I guess we could. The problem with the MC is their drip is so based on the Mystic Code, and we did a Mystic Code stream once where we talked about all the Mystic Codes. Maybe some other time, because that's like a whole thing. I guess Gordolf is a master, isn't he? I guess I'll put him like right there. They'll probably do well. Yeah, I'm not really sure how some of these are gonna do. This will be interesting. Okay, well, I guess we have no mod here. So I'm just gonna do Beast and Shielder. I think that's fine. I think it'll be the right stream length, and it's kind of a fun mix-up. And then we'll probably do like Alter Ego, and then we'll go back to like Caster, and then maybe go NPCs. But yeah, I think Beast Shielder's fine. I think that's kind of a fun mix-up, and you know, we get Bat Boy in there and all that. She is so lucky she has got that stage 3. She'd have been straight in that bottom of F tier if she didn't have stage 3. But yeah, that's gonna bail her out on that one. Tiamat gets rated twice. All right, chat. I will probably do a bonus stream later today. I'm not sure what I'll play. I might play some Elden Ring or just something random like that to wash the bad taste out of my mouth. I am so disappointed about the anniversary, but I think everyone knows that now. I think I went over pretty thoroughly what the fuck is wrong with this goddamn anniversary. You know, the whole they did nothing. But yeah, that's enough FGO for today. I'm going to go do manual labor in real life. And I will see you guys either tonight or tomorrow. We will raid Cairo. All right. Good luck with your lives, chat. Try to have a good one. And I will see you guys later. Take care.